All right, this will be Paradise Vale, a continuation of the final clearing of the Southern Hex after felling the Alpha last session. The shadowy lynx that seemed to have control over kind of Shadowfell magic and was able to summon shadows to its aid. After felling that, our adventurers decided to take a camp out in the woods before venturing back. And the night was passing without issue until they saw a much the same as some of the previous weeks, where there's been beams of light going up into the sky that lasts for a minute to 2 minutes at a time, coming from this area of the forest. They saw yet another beam of light, but this one was present for easily 20 minutes. And I don't know if you all, at some point, you would have noticed maybe like 5-10 minutes into it that it was still going and would have been like, let's go, would have gotten up to investigate, or would you wait for the whole cycle of 20 minutes? It's kind of a...
I'm trying to remember how much of a dumbass we were being.
I think the intent was to go investigate.
Yeah, no, that was...
Was this after, like during our watch, or like after our rest? Were you able to get that off or no?
The rest has well, it'd be a short. You've definitely gotten your short rest for sure.
Okay,
it's about...
then yeah, whatever. 100%.
Yeah,
Let's go, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Hex 13.
Nearly
17.
2 a.m. I can take you over to this map.
Except that the wolves hunt at night. I remember that.
Yeah, but do recall that this is definitely not wolf territory.
Oh yeah, it's not the opposites then.
Yeah, we did
are...
we did a check that like because this was like Lynx lair, that like we were probably good.
You guys are the Lynx layers up here. You're about 2 miles south, and oh, actually no, never mind. I moved. Yeah, you guys are at close to where the Lynx lair was. You kind of set up camp in like a small ridged area, and then the beam of light is coming from approximately a mile to your southwest.
Yeah, let's go.
Yep, Abigail's for it.
Creeper is snuggled into the crook of Shadow Ripper's wings, slumbering soundly. He will rise and follow you if you wake him.
Yeah, we need our big fluffy bird.
Yeah.
Snicks will go over and like, meh, wake up.
Alright. He will wake up, give you an NPC salute, and fall into line. He'll join your party.
Off we go to the light.
What's the Shadow Ripper's vibe right now? If he's looking at the light, what does he think? Is he hesitant or no?
He would have, yeah, at some point he kind of glances over to it, doesn't really seem to give it much mind. You've seen he's been much more relaxed ever since you have all taken out the Lynx. He's kind of been pretty fairly docile, more so kind of recovering from the wound sustained during the fight and keeping watch over you all.
Yeah, and with our attack bird with us, Abigail will look over and say, "Shall we go investigate?"
Yes, let's investigate.
All right then. So you're waiting till after the 20 minutes have passed, the light is kind of subsided, and you're just moving in that direction. All right. All right. Let's see. So as you all approach, the light fades, but it was a massive column. You're all. I think you did fairly well in your perceptions, so you can kind of approximate where you need to go. Moving through the forest, you can hear the sound of bugs and creatures. Salt your ears. There's kind of a couple clouds in the sky, but you can still see fairly well with the starlight and the moon overhead. So moving to the southwest. So what is our marching order for this? You guys can just line yourself up here.
I mean, it is dark, so Abigail cannot see well, but she will be in the front to tank.
All right. Do you light up a torch?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Let me check my inventory and see if I have a torch or if I need a torch from somebody. I think I have them. I do. But don't have that macro saved. But yes, I do light a torch.
Wait a minute, Balthazar. You can see for like miles.
Right, I can see for miles. It doesn't matter where I am in the party line.
You're right.
All right. You can gauge that the griffins do as well have low light vision, though not as attuned as Balthazar's.
Like that he has like a bloodied like eyebrow.
He's got a single cut down his eyebrow,
Yeah, he's gonna need some stitches.
like he did a hard time.
I like how Abigail's always tilted.
It's when I try to, like, if I have my trackpad and not my mouse, when I try to scroll, sometimes if my token's selected, she just turns. It's a thing.
Amazing.
You're also concentrating again. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Oh, she's concentrating more.
Yeah, double concentrating. Oh, jeez. All right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Alright,
So as you move down, you're all moving stealthily, or what's the play here?
I can't.
I got some armor, so I'm a little clankety.
So I see 5 fairly grouped adventurers moving forward. You've got a torch lit, lighting up the forest around you, shadows kind of dancing off of the trees. As you get maybe you're maybe a quarter of a mile out from where you saw the light go up into the sky after traveling for maybe 20 minutes. Let's see. Give me a round of perception checks.
Gotta get those sweet consequences.
Oh, for sure. All right, I will go for Shadow Ripper as well, and for Creeper. Oh man, yeah, these are much better perception checks than last. All right, yeah. So let's see. Balthazar, Snex, Abigail, Shadow Ripper, Vexen, and Creeper. Yeah, pretty much everybody except for Vexen. Vexen is kind of trying to move stealthily, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be noticed, not to notice things.
Yeah, keeping so the rest of you, as you approach, you start to see far ahead in the trees. You can see a couple pinpricks of light at the edges of your vision in the direction that the beam of light went up. That kind of flickering, you can surmise that they're likely torches. Up ahead, let's see, Balthazar, you can hear at the very edge of your vision, as your eyes kind of train onto the beads of light, you can hear what sounds like distant chatter between voices in a language that you do not recognize.
They're voices at the edge of my vision, which is a bit. They are chattering in a language I do not believe that I can understand. But if you give me 1 second, I might be able. If you give me 10 minutes, I can probably translate it for us.
You're hiding in the bush for 10 minutes?
I mean, I could use.
That's a really good idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, hearing this, Abigail will probably put out the torch because we do have Balthazar who can just see anything.
There.
But she's pretty much getting ready to like relight if necessary.
All right, the torch goes out. The chatter continues unabated, Balthazar.
All right, I would. Balthazar would like to spend 10 minutes ritual casting translate.
All right.
We're like, come on, what are they saying? Come on.
Well, during those 10 minutes, Abigail, even though she can't see, she's going to be listening intently to make sure that we're not getting surprised.
All right. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so you're casting comprehend languages, right?
I was trying to, but it's not going through for some reason.
Oh, no worries. I can just pull it up. So you got
Oh, there we go.
There it goes. All right. Oh, nice. Translator. All right. So yeah, you go ahead and begin to cast that, kind of getting out your soot and your salt, beginning to make the circle, taking the time to cast it ritually. Abigail, give me the perception, and then give me a group stealth check.
And I believe I am at disadvantage because of my armor.
He's just looking for those consequences.
Okay.
Gain the
And just
attention
waiting
of
for that-
all enemies.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
All right. So Abigail, what was the consensus on double boons or double consequences?
I think we said no.
Okay,
I
no.
think it was a no.
I think it was up to the DM.
Yeah. Up to you.
Okay.
All enemies.
You die. She listens so hard she dies.
Oh
Another gold.
no.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, Abigail, you lose some gold. You're level 3.
I'm level 2 right now.
Level 2. Okay, yeah. All right.
I should be level 3 after this.
Your armor's going to take a. You're kind of readjusting your armor. It's going to take another 5 gold to replenish during our downtime activity. Just take more damage than you realize with the links, and the god punishes you. You lose an inspiration die.
All right.
And then Snacks. Oof.
Oh, it's good to have hit die still.
Right.
I'll make some tea tonight. I mean tomorrow.
All right. So the stealth is a little rough. Oh, yeah.
Tea time, mate. Give me the healing potion.
Yeah, Shadow Ripper.
Oh, man.
Lord. We are so caught.
Lord.
Oh no.
Yeah, so everyone should add a it's like a 1d4 plus 1 one-time healing potion.
I think that.
Yeah.
Drinks that I made last time.
Yeah, I think that's where my potion thing came from.
I don't think it counts as a potion. Or it
Mm.
should.
No, the potion status came from what I healed you with.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
You used your potion, but I made potions during the camping. I made iced
Like-
tea, but it's like a potion.
It's
Okay, I'm trying to
like
remember.
Food.
Did we add those already or no?
I don't think so.
I have one on my sheet called Healing Tea that does 1d4 plus 1 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Just in case we need.
Yeah. All right. So let's see.
Oh, I didn't roll for Duncan. Hold on.
Don't worry about Duncan. You can just.
We're already screwed.
Listen, maybe it'll bring the
It's
average
not
down. Who
Duncan's
knows?
fault. don't bring Duncan in.
That's fair. Don't bring Duncan into this.
Yeah. Can we or can I go ahead and roll that? I probably would have taken that healing thing because like I'm not good right now.
Okay,
Go
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would. I'm at 15 out of 21, and I feel like we might be fighting things. So it was what 1d4.
That's fun.
Then you drop it,
Like
it
half
breaks.
as good as a healing potion. Fine. Cook food, brew drinks, yeah. Fresh bomb gets one max once per day. Get benefit once per day.
I don't know what everyone's complaining about. I got tons of hit dice. I'm basically full on health. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Okay. All right. So as you all are listening to the chatter continues, Balthazar. But about 3 minutes into your casting of translator, there's a disturbance. Let's see. How would it go. Okay. Let's see. So Abigail's the one kind of keeping watch while everybody else kind of hunkered down waiting for the translator. So is this the how are you guys like laid out when you're kind of waiting for Balthazar to finish? Are you still kind of keeping the marching order?
Surrounding Balthazar, waiting for him to tell us what they're saying.
Ooh, yeah, you all
Yeah.
got arms locked surrounding Balthazar.
Well, I guess
Turn the cover.
Abigail's like a little bit off.
Yeah. I'm kind of like
The 3
a
kobolds are
little.
surrounding Balthazar while he tries to concentrate casting his ritual.
We'll scare them off. That's what we'll do with our cobalt skeleton.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so here's how it goes down. So you all are, Abigail's keeping watch while you all kind of focus on that, keeping hunkered down. The voices still continue. Some of you, the rest of you with your passives can kind of pick up these voices coming in as well too. For anybody that doesn't have more than like a 14 passive perception, that rolled well enough, like Balthazar is not able to kind of make them out. So yeah, so pretty much just Abigail, you can hear the voices coming, and I guess that's kind of what distracts you, trying to piece together this strange language that's kind of coming to your ears from far off. You can tell that you're maybe 900 feet or so away from whatever encampment these people have set up, and they're kind of currently discussing. But what you do notice eventually is the edge of a kind of an iron blade, kind of coming to rest across your throat as you watch the others in the forest around you. You kind of hear a muffled kind of noise behind you, and it sounds like it sounds like the sound of like a rabbit creeping through the bushes, as if it came from like right beside your ear though. And as you make note of this, you can see up in a tree there is a as you kind of make note of this, you can see that whatever's behind you is kind of directing your attention to up in a tree where there's another creature seated, kind of perched. You make out the form of kind of a humanoid figure wielding a bow, and the bow is kind of aimed down at Balthazar, and then the creature kind of meets your eyes in the darkness and then kind of nods towards Balthazar as if kind of indicating, as if making some sort of gesture towards you. The creature is this. Let me pull this out. And then your movement, and Abigail, your movement is kind of restricted, but you can see a bit of a cloak over your shoulder. And this is the creature that has you at blade point. As this happens, the rest of you kind of begin to take notice, and you can see that this is kind of going on. First you notice the creature behind Abigail with the blade pressed to her throat, and then you see the one up in the tree with the bow readied. You all have been in the outpost. I don't think any of you were directly on the mission that came into contact with these humanoids that were referred to as blackbirds, but I believe...
I think Snix might have been, or was it Oak?
It must have been Snix, actually. You went on the mission to reclaim the iron from the rust monsters.
Yeah, we snagged the rust monsters.
Yeah, so that was where this. You would recognize this person as the same blackbird that was in these ruins down there that kind of warned you about the rust monsters before moving on. This is the same one that's now up 30 feet in a tree and has a bow readied at Balthazar as he continues his casting. Balthazar, you take this in, and you could continue your casting, but it seems as if you do, there's going to be some initiative dice.
Well, since it will take me another 7 minutes to pull this off, I don't think I have that time before I get shot with an arrow. So Balthazar is just like, you do realize I'm just trying to understand you, you fools.
It was Oak who was with the
Yeah, I was
rust
gonna say, I
monsters.
don't think it was.
Okay.
I just
I was playing Gideon too.
yeah.
Yes. Was there a blade against my neck too?
No, just against Abigail's.
No, just me.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Yes. So as soon as that happens, you're just gonna hear Abigail quietly just shit.
All right.
Yeah,
As
Vexen puts his hands up and starts chuckling nervously. He got us! Surprise!
So as Balthazar ends the casting, you can see Shadow Ripper kind of moves closer to you all, taking like a defensive position. I don't know what Creeper does. He kind of
sounds.
yeah.
He's a good to have an opinion to be ate here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. So yeah, as this happens, let's see. So you stop the casting. Doesn't seem hostile. So the one behind you, Abigail, kind of lifts the blade away from your throat, and then you hear like movement. You can feel them kind of move back, and they kind of dart back a few paces. You could take an opportunity attack if you like, but the creature seems to have moved off into the bushes.
I mean, do I think that they're like running away? Although I don't think you can't opportunity attack like try to grapple, right? It's just an attack.
Yeah, it's a feat to grapple.
Yeah.
But it seems. What's your passive insight? Let's see, 12.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, the creature had you with a sword to your throat, so if it's backing off, it's putting itself into a much less advantageous position.
Yeah. Well, I meant more. It's like if they were just gonna disappear versus like continuing the conversation.
Oh no, yeah, you can see at the same time this one's kind of backing away from you. This other one is unslinging, like it's called not unstringing. The bow is still stringed, but
Knocking.
Well,
not yeah, but not exactly, but not really putting the arrow up, kind of letting the slack loosen on the bow.
He's uncocking his bow. Yeah.
Uncocking the bow. You hear a shotgun shell hit the ground. Yeah.
So we get played D&D.
Yeah.
Abigail. Abigail just says in all the languages that she knows, which I will pull up, we just want to talk. And I believe that's Valorian. Hang on. I think it's Valorian, Draconic, and Sylvan.
Oh, yeah. As you say it in Sylvan, the creature up in the tree nods. As this one kind of backs off, the other one begins to move down the tree. Getting to the bottom of the tree, this one kind of moves forward. This one is at this point is kind of circled around to get next to him. And let's see. Yeah, as you can take them in, you can see one is kind of dressed in scout's leathers, has the bow drawn, several arrows and a couple quivers over their back, and some short sword at their waist. Very lithe. And the other one is kind of cloaked in several robes and has a great number of kind of what look to be salvaged swords across its back, like a great sword, a couple of long swords. Each one of these seems to be in relative repair, but nothing that you would see kind of around the outpost. More so, kind of it's like it's been thrift shopped. The one with the bow out makes a noise, and the noise is distinctively like the noise that a drawn bow would make, like whenever it's pulled back. And then the other one makes a noise that sounds like whenever your blade takes a notch. You would recall from the outpost, these creatures, whenever they were last encountered, they seemed to not speak directly. They only used sounds to kind of alert their people to their presence and try to convey their ideas.
Oh, I got it. All right, so I point to myself and I look at my coin. The sound of a coin being flipped. I point to myself.
Yeah, the one with the bow nods to you and then kind of repeats the noise back to you. Let's see.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Abigail will say, continuing in Sylvan,
Oh.
just, I think if this one, and she points to Balthazar, finishes his spell, we might be able to understand you a bit better.
The creature shakes its head and then it makes the noise of like a stampede of creatures through the forest, like the sounds of brush moving aside, feet hitting the ground, fast-moving animals, and then gestures in the southwestern direction towards where the beads of light are still visible, and you can still faintly hear the sounds of arguing.
Are you with them, or are you saying it would draw them? Actually, hold on. One at a time. One at a time. Are you with that group?
The creature shakes its head.
If Balthazar finishes his casting, it will draw that group.
Creature nods.
Alright. What is that group?
Okay.
Also, she's
what kind of
she's
sounds would you
translating
use to
into
describe what's over there?
she's translating all the what she's saying in Sylvan into Valorian for everybody else.
The creature kind of opens its beak and lets out what sounds like a hog squeal, but it's much more baritone, sounds much larger.
Wasn't sure if they like each other or not.
Are they dangerous?
Dronbo nods and then makes the noise of kind of shackles slapping together, like the sound of iron manacles kind of being clapped shut.
Oh,
They
is
capture.
there more of you? I guess.
Yeah.
The creature, creature holds up its kind of hand, which is more of like a clawed, looks similar to like a clawed foot on a falcon, and holds up a single clawed finger, and then gestures to the southwest and makes the sound of manacles again.
His friends must have been captured, maybe.
About the light, that point, the light is still going.
At this point, it would have taken you 20 minutes to travel out. The light has ended.
Well, I guess I'll motion to the collective us, and I'll say that we're going to explore the light. If it's dangerous.
You see this one, drawn bow kind of looks over to Nicked Blade, nodding, and then Nicked Blade kind of moves back into the brush, kind of fading from view. And this one moves to kind of stand beside you all, facing towards the southwest.
Let's go see what's up, guys. I think their friend was captured. We're gonna go check it out anyway.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Abigail will probably say to Drawn Bow that if they know of the best way to approach this, that we'll follow them.
They're gonna say, not you guys going first? No. They're not on stealth anymore.
Yeah, like basically, she's. I'm sure the sound for Abigail is just her armor rattling.
I was gonna say they point to you and they mimic the sound of your armor moving around as you try and.
Yeah, essentially,
And
in
she
so
says,
many
"Yeah,
words. Yeah.
I know. I
The
know.
clunk bucket.
Yeah.
I'll stay in the back. I'll stay in the back."
Trombo makes the sound of the armor, and then of the same noise as the nicked blade. You can tell that each time it's made, it's the same noise kind of repeated back. At this point, you can realize that these creatures are using mimicry, though they seem to only be mimicking the sounds of things rather than full vocal speech. And then kind of nods towards the trees. Let's see. Yeah, Balthazar, you can see far off, maybe 100 at the edge of your devil's sight. You can see like just a glimpse of the nicked blade character moving closer to the southwest, kind of moving between the trees, hopping from branch to branch. And then Dronbo will begin to move out into the brush. So what is the formation if you all are following?
I'll be in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try and be kind of behind them. Try and keep track of where they're going and follow them and keep us on pace with them.
All right.
I got like a +5 to
Well,
Now,
go ahead.
with my Valorian eyes, how much can I see right now? If we're gonna keep moving, am I gonna need to light a torch, or is there enough like moonlight, etc., that I could be okay if I'm following the group?
That's fair. Let's see.
hang on to Shadow Ripper.
Yeah, I was gonna say seeing eye
And
Shadow
he's a
Ripper.
giant bird, so you know how stealthy he can move is relative.
Yeah, he can hang out with me.
I will illuminate the map with dim light because it is a mostly clear night.
I think Balthazar would take the lead because of vision, and honestly, he's actually pretty good at taking hits, so.
Yeah, Abigail will just sort of put a hand on Shadow Ripper. Sort of like, I can't see. Yeah, it's like, I can't see, buddy.
Well, don't worry, our enemies probably won't be able to see in a few as well.
Okay. So as you all move, Drombo resolutely kind of opposes the torch. If you bring it out, kind of gently like reaches out and like covers the top of it so you can't light it, like shaking their head.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
and then
you light the torch, he makes the sound of a torch going out.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the snuff torch.
She wouldn't necessarily light it. She'd probably hold it up and look at Dronbo, sort of like, meh. And then when he's like, no, she's like, all right, seeing eye bird it is.
Yeah, leading you forward. Give me your stealth checks with advantage as you advance forward. You can see that Nicked Blade and Dronbo, they don't lead you directly to whatever this encampment is. They kind of do a wide circle and then approach from the south.
Sorry, was that stealth checks with advantage?
Yeah.
Yay, I get a straight roll. I'm sure Shadow Ripper and I are just like Laurel and Hardying it in the back.
All right. Yeah, these are much better. Yeah, at some point, Drombo kind of moves to the back of the party with where Abigail is and tries to like hold up some of your armor so it doesn't jangle as much. And you're all able to approach relatively quietly, getting to the south part of the encampment. As you do, let me go ahead and load you guys in. Yeah, so I turned on the dim light because of the stars and the moon overhead, so you can see fairly well at night. So as you get here, you see you're kind of situated at the base of a very large hill, kind of under some tree and brush cover. Up at the top of the hill, you can see all of these beads of light coalesce into several large braziers that are kind of burning. You can see twin spirals of smoke coming up out of them. The braziers are much the same as the ones that you saw at the previous altar that you guys visited, and the smell is much stronger than the remains that they had. You can see that the whatever herbs are burning are fresh and are kind of going up into the sky. assembled amongst the hill, you see several of these hogfolk creature that the outpost has been made aware of. Just seeing some of them in passing several times. Up on the hill, you see 2 pairs of these hogfolk that have these little kind of like baby-looking pigs that are kind of stationed around the edges. You kind of infer that these are like scouts of some kind. Each one has their bow drawn and is kind of like scanning the woods. You see a larger hogfolk that is towards the center, kind of watching out as well. Has a large, kind of a large metal club slung over one shoulder, and then situated at the middle of the hill, up on the tallest point, surrounded by a couple braziers, and you see 2 more hogfolk huddled over what looks to be an altar. Even from this distance, you can smell kind of the metallic tang of blood mixed with the herbs and things burning. And you can see up there, there's 2 hogfolk kind of huddled over it, the altar. One of which is kind of clothed in intricate leather armor, and another one which is much larger than any of the others. Even the one wielding the club, that it doesn't appear to be wearing any visible armor, but you can see that its fur is matted and caked with mud. The mud kind of spirals around it in a manner that seems reminiscent of plates. These 2 creatures are kind of deep in like a conversation with each other, kind of squealing and snorting back and forth. You can see on the altar, along with the herbs and blood that seems to be leaking out of some sort of small mammalian creature that has been split from sternum to pelvis, I guess, and is kind of laying discarded at the back of the altar now. The most prominent feature now that you can see is there's a large elk, kind of giving off a soft blue shimmer around its edges. Its horns are kind of pure white, and its eyes are open. You can see they're purple. You can see chains kind of bind it, and in between the chains, some of which bite deep, you can see green fey blood kind of leaking slightly out from underneath the chains. Kind of slumped against the elk, which is kind of softly bugling, letting out sounds of distress. You see another one of these blackbird individuals who is also bound and leaning against the elk. You can see that they've been stripped of any weapons and they're chained up with kind of what look to be heavy wrought iron chains. Let's see. Oh yeah, around the altar you can see that the grass is kind of scorched in places and is burned away in others. The dirt is kind of torn up a little bit. And if your memory serves, this is roughly the area where you saw those columns of light kind of going up. And if you recall, the altar at the previous kind of shrine that you're at also had a ring of burned grass around it.
Okay.
Sorry, I took out the scene.
Vixen puts his hands together. All right.
We can do this.
Yeah, I think we can. So we're definitely making a choice here. Obviously, we didn't know much of the Hawkfolk before. We've gotten a really good gleam into their culture now. I read the pamphlet at Core, of course. I don't know if we want the Hogfolk on our team anymore.
I don't think so either. Something I could do. Oh, go ahead, Will. You got something? I should go off on my own. Because I can... No, listen, trust me. Trust me on this. It's a good plan. I can... You know how
that was my plan. Go ahead.
Okay. You know how the Lynx was able to drop that magical darkness on everyone and they couldn't see except for me?
Yeah.
Well, I can do that with a pebble or something, and I could use it to move around. If I get close enough to this stuff, I could potentially free them while you guys distract them. Distract the other creatures. And also, I could probably murder them and they can't find me.
That all sounds good. Can we see through the darkness?
what are your guys' plans during this?
Well, considering that I can't see shit, and lighting a torch is just making myself a target,
Maybe there's
I
like
will
to throw it out
do-
from this place.
I will do what you all suggest. Although, okay, Will, I got a question. Could Abigail ride Shadow Ripper, who can see, and just let Shadow Ripper carry her to things she needs to kill?
Isn't there light all around the hill?
She can see dimly. It's like dim light lit
Yeah.
up. I'd say yes, because you're a member of House Fury, I suppose. Bear in mind that their wing is injured, so they're not currently a flying mount, but they're
Oh,
still.
yeah.
They've got a 30-foot speed. Yeah, they can take you around and kind of guide your blade. Creeper does speak up. In his best creeper voice, he says, "Yeah, I recall what they're saying. They speak in druid speech." And he says, "From here, they're arguing about something. They say that the phase squirrel that they killed, they're very surprised at the effects that it had. And they're arguing about what to do with these other sacrifices."
What god are they sacrificing these things to?
It's the one they're mentioning. They keep mentioning the Earth Lord.
We came across
Also,
it
you
before.
should drink that potion I gave you earlier. You got any hit dice left?
Oh, yeah, he does have hit
I was
dice.
gonna say, we need to make some executive decisions.
Yeah, he's not here. He's
On
got
behalf of his character, I think we should have him use some hit dice if he has any. Oh, there you go.
Here we go.
Perfect. Bam. And then you can drink that potion I gave him earlier too, or you can hang on to it.
Yeah, all right, he'll hold on to it. Yeah, so basically, Creeper sums it up that you guys have been here for 20 minutes. The light end. Well, it took you another 5 minutes to get up here, being led by Tronbo and Nick Blade. In that time, the only two that seem to be speaking are the large one caked in mud and the one wearing the leather clothes. They're kind of gesturing at each other and then pointing every once in a while over at these two. The consensus that Creeper seems to be getting is that the larger one, caked in mud, wants to just send up all of the sacrifices, whereas the other one is kind of cautioning, saying perhaps the other one should be saved for now because of the resulting effects of the light. They haven't gone into too many details. It's more just kind of a small quibble between them.
Very experiment.
experiment what our weapons do.
I guess I'll. I guess I want to try and get Johnbo's intentions. Does he mean to just free his friend, or does he mean to take these guys out, so to speak? Does he ultimately just want to get his friend out of there, or are these so dangerous to just take out? Dangerous enough.
Is this rescue mission or slaughter mission?
We got two Sylvan speakers, and
Yeah, Dronbo makes the noise of the manacles breaking, and then the noise of kind of trees rustling as creatures move between them. You get the idea that the plan is a smash and grab.
Okay.
If we're going that route, I think Balthasar's plan is pretty solid.
Yeah. We gotta think about how fast these guys are, though. To be able to just run away. I like to think that's fine. Let's sneak up. When you cast that darkness, so they're gonna know something's up. Like,
well, it wasn't cast darkness, walk up on my own, do the whole thing. There was a distraction plan that involved all of you at the same time.
oh,
no way we're sneaking up on that hill and take care of it. We have to distract, and then another team has to do.
I'm gonna guess their sense of smell is pretty good.
Yeah, I will definitely say Abigail will be on the plan of distract the hog folk and kill some shit, because that's what she's
You
good
got any
at.
lockpicks, Balthazar? Do you need to borrow mine?
Oh, yeah.
How are you gonna break the chains when you got up there?
I just assumed that I would do some kind of damaging thing, or somebody would go with me. I mean, I've got Duncan. Duncan's pretty good at helping me do things. Maybe that was gonna work.
It's a work in progress, all right? Geez, stop poking holes in this plan. God.
Hold the holes. Figure the holes out. I mean, if somebody
So,
wants,
all right.
if somebody wants to,
Yeah, so essentially, like, we got 2 teams. We got basically Team Smash and Team Grab.
yeah.
Abigail and Shadow Ripper will be in Team Smash.
Snex thinks he might be able to acid melt the chains with either maybe acid splash or caustic brew.
It's reasonable.
Yeah,
In game turns, it'd probably be a caster check to avoid splitting the damage between the chains and the inhabitants.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna make 2 teams: Team Smash and Team Grab.
This is Team Grab.
Nick
I'm gonna
Blade
assume-
kind of gets the idea and looks to Team Smash and goes to join, pulling
Yeah.
out their great sword.
I assume Creeper's gonna be on Team Smash.
Yeah, that'll be the easiest place for him.
Besides, he could use his incalculable armor class, because I still can't figure
God, I don't know how to run a fucking druid, but I'll give it my best shot. Creeper says, man, I wish he was here. He says, should we try and reason with them?
What is Dronbo's reaction to that? Or Abigail will ask, can they be reasoned with?
Pointing at themselves, they shake their head. Pointing at you, they shrug.
Balthazar, you are good at talking.
I do talk a lot. You are correct.
I mean, perhaps you could negotiate with your... And she kind of waves her hand, almost, not quite dismissively, but more just, I don't know what to call it, skills.
Perhaps. I mean, I am known to be fairly proficient when it comes to persuading people, but I mean, have you tried to ever persuade with somebody who likes to put things in chains and sacrifice them to rock monsters?
Oh, I'm all for the kill them all plan. I'm just, for Creeper's sake, I'm offering suggestions.
I think we need a plan C as well. If things go really bad, if we need to run and scatter, we should pick a place to meet up afterwards.
Oh, yes.
Our previous campsite?
That sounds good.
All right. Also, that should be Plan D. Plan C is I figure out who the leader is, and I throw down like a legal. I got a thing for it. I'm trying to remember what I called it though. I throw down an injunction, and I tell them what they do, i.e., suggestion, and then I get them on our side to call off the attack, and we escape that way.
You know, I used to think lawyers were just, like, useless and blood-sucking, but, you know, you're starting to change my mind.
I can be useful and blood-sucking.
As long as you're on our side.
Always. I'm always here for the outpost. Anyways, I feel like
we should go.
We might get
Yes.
caught. We might get caught. I've got to pick up a pebble, and I will, because this lasts for 10 minutes, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna drop this. Spoliation of evidence. And then I'm gonna roll that spellbird out and die.
While Balthazar's doing that, Abigail will mount Shadow Ripper.
Oh, wrong character. I gotta keep video.
Where are you casting that? On the pebble?
Yeah, on the pebble.
Where's the pebble now?
in my hand.
Oh. Well, I guess you can still see it. So.
I can still see. That's all that matters.
There's like
Right,
a
that's-
womp, and then we can't see anything.
Yeah, I gotta get that template down, or however the hell that works.
How are you gonna get
Oh,
up
yeah.
there?
Let's see, 15 feet.
How tall is this hill? That's something we should ask.
Each one of
How
these,
steep are these?
each one of these is about 10 feet for the bigger ones, and then 5 feet for these smaller ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
it reps up. So I mean, we just have to go up with us. At least the Balthazar's plan is just to kind of wander right up. You guys make a distraction on the other side. They start running, and then we on the right side go up the easily movable pathways, the ramp-like creatures, and get up on that side and free these things.
Okay.
Or confuse them all and murder them. I mean, that's usually what most plans turn out to be. In all honesty, in D&D.
Murder is the Valorian way, so.
There's your template of darkness.
Oh, awesome! Thank you.
I'll just move it. I'll move it with you wherever you want your pebble.
Okay, well, the pebble will just stay. I mean, really, we probably could have popped an aura on him, to be in all honesty, but that's fine.
Yeah, let me
It's
see.
only when he goes to throw it that'll matter, because he'll probably throw it in a precarious situation where it might need to get thrown.
That's fair. Let's see. Aura.
It seemed like kind of a sneaky plan, so I'll put some sneaky.
Yeah, it's a sneaky plan until we get caught 2 minutes into it.
Yeah,
Like 2 minutes real time into it.
but I don't
It's
ever.
it's 12 seconds.
I don't
in
ever
game
miss a
time.
chance to play this one, so.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Okay. In this case, I think now would be a good time to enter initiative so I can keep track of. I'll just roll you guys in so I can keep track, and I'll roll one of them in.
Player speed, Balthazar.
Take Duncan out.
Good initiative. It's terrible.
To represent the hog folk, I'll just roll one of them in, unless you guys do
It's
something.
not as bad as mine, Balthazar.
Fortunately, we do popcorn anyway, so it doesn't matter. Unless you roll the 1.
All right. Looks like Vexen takes it.
Yeah, so I've decided I'm gonna be a medium between both Team Smash and Grab, and whichever team needs more help, that's the one I'll help out. So I'm gonna come over here and do a actual hide action.
All right. All right.
Try and hide, hidden. I know I wrote so well, and then I'll pass to Balthazar.
Alright. Balthazar will move around some, and then probably use his action to hide at the end of his turn, and we will probably continue this as we move about.
Your stealth check will definitely be with advantage from within the cloud of darkness.
Well, they're rolled privately, so we'll see.
Is-
We can just move in darkness when it
You
matters.
shouldn't smell like anything. They got good noses.
You can move the darkness only when we need to, if you want.
I'll keep it up. This
Okay.
might be I don't know, it's a big cloud of darkness. Might be noticeable. I don't know.
Probably just gonna have Duncan sitting on top
Squeaky
of.
voice. Maybe it'll scare him.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. We're gonna have Duncan just sit on Balthazar for this period, just like so that way he's not. I'm trying to keep him as a not active participant until combat actually starts.
Yeah, you got him in your coat.
Pass
Legal
over to
assistance.
Snex because Snex is with my team.
So I will probably head out there. Staying as close to the rocks as I can. And then I would probably pass to Tronbo.
All right. All right. See, Dronbo moves very quickly. Let's see.
Yeah, there's too many creatures because you would definitely make a case for trying to reason with the Hogfolk.
He's the only one that can
He was
speak
very,
with him, yeah.
he was very interested in doing that before.
Maybe he'll show up mid
Oh, wow.
something.
But that's what happens when you eat breakfast. Or what's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, you see
Everyone else come
Dronbo
along.
make it to the base of the tree and then goes up it 40 feet. You see they climb the tree as easily as they kind of run across the ground, getting up into a perch and then unslinging their longbow.
As long as we don't kill anybody, I think Creeper will be happy.
All right, Dronbo will pass to Abigail.
Since Abigail is mounted on Shadow Ripper and she's letting Shadow Ripper control her movement. Sorry if that's also kind of like fuck you DM. But it moves me around.
Shadow Ripper's got 30 feet of ground speed, so you can just move where you want, and then I'll move Shadow Ripper along as well.
Okay. Well, because of the dim light, like Sam's trying to see on the map, so some of that was like, but basically just heading in the direction of where we plan to go for team distraction. And because Abigail is not taking an action in this, she is going to ready in action or dodge. Now she's gonna dodge, just
Alright.
because.
Move you over there.
Okay.
I'll take Shadow Ripper out and just have them go on your initiative as your mount.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, so they've got 30-foot speed. They can spend their actions.
Dodge, dash, disengage.
Yeah, dodge, dash, just engage. Yeah, we're not doing the attacking mounts. That was a mess in Schult. All right, who do you pass to, Abigail?
I will pass to. Let's see, who else is on team? I guess I will pass to Creeper.
All right. I don't think he would transform yet, so he'll just kind of move up alongside, and will kind of hunker down. Then he'll pass to Nicked Blade, who will do the same. All right. As Nick Blade kind of moves in beside you, Vex, and they make the noise, sounds like a blade slicing into flesh, and you hear like a squeal of a hogfolk. And then the bird gives you a thumbs up.
Call it a dagger. I'd give him a nod. Oh no, a switchblade actually. Yeah, if I have a switchblade, I click the switchblade and
You see as much of a grin as you can get with a beak, and then he passes to the hogfolk. All right. Let's see. New developments. Okay. Okay, so Smash Team is completely hidden by this ridge. Crab Team is hidden and also has this darkness aura. Okay, so let's see. So Snex, well, actually, shit, none of you can really see besides Dronbo. Maybe Abigail atop Shadow Ripper if you're like kind of peeking up over the edge. Abigail, you can see that the two scouts, kind of dressed in their leathers and with their small kind of hog companions, they kind of move in like a perimeter around the camp. Pretty much moving from one torch to the other. Or one brazier to the other. This hog folk, the larger one with the club, is just kind of lazily leaning against one of the braziers, You can see one edge of the brazier is kind of crusted with mud that seems to kind of have shot up out of the ground itself. It's like a small pillar, and the hogfolk is leaning pretty heavily on it. It's kind of lazing about, kind of watching the forest, but mostly watching the squabbling going on here. The prisoners themselves, the elk is still kind of softly bugling, looking around, kind of struggling still against its chains. The blackbird still is kind of nestled in. You can see almost imperceptibly the blackbird kind of looks down to the south, most likely seeing Dronbo there, and kind of you can see an almost imperceptible shake of their head, but yeah. And then these two more bickering. Let's see. Let me roll here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Creeper can hear these two bickering. From the discussion, Creeper can kind of surmise that these two are somehow related. He gets a couple like kind of names. What he believes are names. The larger one, caked in mud, is referred to as Ciarl, and the smaller one wearing the armor is referred to as Avron. Let me reveal there. And then their clan seems to be Clan Gouge. As they argue, it seems that the larger one is more calculated, more cautioned, speaks slower and more reasonably, whereas the smaller one kind of seems to give a lot of pushback. Not quite sure what sort of dynamic is going on here, but it seems as if one cautions the other, whereas the other one kind of takes command. The discussion does go over to blink wolves, though. Creeper can't make out all of it because from his vantage point far away, but the gist of it seems to be that they intended to sacrifice some blink wolves tonight, but now seem to be sacrificing these creatures instead. And with that, they will pass to... let's go Abigail again. Oh, well, I guess you probably would wait till after these people go. We'll go to Balthazar then.
Alright, Balthazar, should do the moon. Team, do we think we're just gonna move along, or do we still think Balthazar should be doing the hide?
I think you should be hiding at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's
So the 30
next
feet,
turn we'll be making some noise, possibly.
30 feet of the hide.
All right. Who do you pass to, Balthazar?
That's next. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, no worries.
I'll pop up here. Oop, I've got my measurement tool out.
Yeah, I think I'd rather... Oh, let's see, I think I'd rather just set these guys free and run away and fight them. We'll give them names, so now I'm like, no, I don't... No, it's kind of like weird to kill them.
Now they've got names. Wow.
Oh, now it just makes it easier for me to decide who I want to kill, actually. That's what Balthazar's like.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up? How was breakfast?
Oh, very good.
Nice.
Grandmother always cooks way too much, so
Nice.
I won't eat again until tonight.
Yeah.
Next is going to use his action to pull out a vial of acid from his backpack.
All right. All right. So for the run, does anybody want to?
Yeah, I'll give them. So
give
basically,
them a rundown.
we were going to check out those lights, remember?
Yeah.
Alright, so we went into them, we tried sneaking up on a group of, we heard some noises, so we stopped and snuck up on them. Then we got snuck up on by the Blackbirds, remember Drawn Bow, and then there's got a new friend, Nick Blade. They told us that one of their friends, in so many words, told us one of their friends was being captured by these hogfolk. And we snuck up and we found the hogfolk, and now we're gonna free them and run away. Rather
Because
than
they're
just
trying to
all the
attack-
hogfolk. I don't know.
We're
I know you were
trying to-
very interested in talking to them, so...
how folk are
So the
also
situation right now is
sacrificing
we have Team Smash, we're gonna distract them, and Team Grab's gonna go free the people that are captured. And they were just gonna run away. Rather than kill them.
Yeah, Balthazar could use
If
suggestion.
we can afford it.
Balthazar could use suggestion, try to get the leader to call off the attack, so that way we can escape that way too. There's a very non-violent plan.
Do you want me to try talking to him first?
Well,
That
wait,
might be
I
a
know
good
you
distraction.
wanted to, but yeah.
I have had you translating somewhat from your vantage point because they are speaking in Druid speech at the moment.
We've also seen them just cutting open animals and sacrificing to some god. That's what the beams are light are about.
To be fair, they are fey creatures. They are definitely fey animals they're sacrificing.
Oh.
If that changes your view, I don't know. Yeah, the squirrels seem to have some sort of blue qualities, and the elk has got like green and blue tonalities. Both
Alright,
seem
question.
fey creatures.
I mean, you could also, as a distraction, you could talk to them too. That'd be fine.
Yeah, if you wanted that to be the distraction, the rest of Team Smash can like wait where we are and like hide out in case shit goes down.
Yeah, well, they don't know I can shapeshift either, so I still have plenty of charges of I can go huge ass critter to go rompy stompy. if need be.
Okay, moving on. Whose turn?
Alright,
is
so
it?
Snack's got his acid out. Who are you passing to?
Vex.
Alright.
And, no athletics. I'm looking at this hill.
It's only 10 feet, I believe.
Yeah, I'll try and scramble up the hill. and then hide again once we get up next to the street. Athletics. Oh god. Oh.
10. Alright, that's fair. It's definitely difficult terrain, but you're able to get to the top.
Okay, I'll try and hide again.
Grabble up.
There's some loose rocks. There's
Start to slip. Nick Blade moves, kind of shoves you up over the edge.
That's my turn. I'll pass it to Reaper, I guess.
Alright, Creeper, so your vantage point here, what you've gathered from these creatures is that so the beam of light that came up was 20 minutes or thereabouts, whereas the previous ones have only been a minute to 2 minutes. The Hog folk seem to be arguing about what exactly this means. There's many mentions of the Earth Lord, the Fey creatures. They even name drop the Night Stalker, and based on the qualities that they describe, you realize that this is likely the lynx that they're referring to.
Do we have the skull of the lynx?
I assume you have all the usable body parts, and of course, yeah, a trophy from it. Let's see. I don't know where you'd store it. It's probably taking up a whole backpack, but
I'll have it strapped to my back if that's gonna be.
all right, yeah.
I got the strength for it.
The crux of the argument at the moment between these two, both of these appear to be leaders. The larger one, which is caked in mud, which seems to form like hardened plates across its body. This wants to sacrifice the rest of these creatures, the Fey squirrel, the Fey elk, and the other blackbird, to the Earth Lord, as they refer to it. Whereas this more cautious one, cloaked in hardened leather, and slightly smaller than this one, is recommending caution. They doesn't seem to be quite sure what the longer beam of light entails, and is saying that perhaps waiting to a different night or finding different prisoners is more suitable. During the conversation, now give me a free perception check, Creeper, or insight, actually, either or.
Perception's gonna be better for me.
All right. Okay.
I'll use my inspiration I have for that to get the advantage on it.
All right. Let's see. So they mentioned blink wolves a little bit ago. They bring them up again, and this larger one says, we still had the wolves, this would be a much more suitable sacrifice for the Earth Lord. With their escape, and he kind of eyes the smaller one, and the smaller one kind of shirks back. We have only these paltry offerings, and one of these, the unclean, gesturing towards the chained up bird folk. As he says the unclean, well, it's a word that I guess doesn't directly translate in Druid speech. Maybe contaminated or infected. Different meanings like that kind of get to creeper. And then the other one kind of replies back and says, "Yes, but perhaps the Earth Lord is displeased by this, and this is the meaning of the light. Perhaps we should wait longer and find more suitable sacrifices." And this seems to be the crux of the argument, which has been going on for several minutes now. The rest of the hog folk are kind of onlooking, not saying anything. This one kind of looking bored with a club over its shoulder, and then the two scouts patrolling around the perimeter of the camp, moving from brazier to brazier.
All right, I think what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be Cabal.
Upgraded. Yeah, you can see it. Has Creeper been working out? Question mark.
This slaying of the beast, the shadow.
Oh man, yeah.
Emboldened him. He's feeling like a badass.
And yeah, if that had happened beforehand, I would have said you got like absorbed some of the Shadowfell energy or something.
All right, so I'm actually going to, I guess, climb up the hill.
All right, you have training in athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics, yes.
All right, then yeah, it's just difficult terrain, but other than that, no check required.
All right. Wait, I may have a right sacrifice for you.
Okay, all right.
Have I got what you need today?
I am toting the Shadow Lynx's skull on my back.
Damn. Okay, fairly baller. All right. Okay, so you come striding forward, saying that you have a different sacrifice, pulling at this. Okay.
Oh
right.
gosh, there's a tiny lizard over there.
Yeah, as soon as you emerge, the conversation stops, and kind of you hear a record scratch, and several heads turn towards you. The one hefting the club kind of readies it. This one other over here kind of already has its bow out, but seems to knock an arrow and kind of looking in your general direction. And both of these smaller hogs begin to kind of snort in anticipation. Let's see.
I'm speaking in Druidic, so
yeah, the larger one with the mud kicking its body kind of lazily looks over to you, kind of crossing its arms behind its back, and then they all kind of glance over between these two, and the smaller one wearing the armor kind of, I suppose, steps forward. We're in kind of a wonky initiative here, but yeah, this one steps forward, I guess. Let's see.
Sorry to just come in and take over.
Okay, let's see. So yeah, it takes a couple steps forward and says, addressing you, says, "Small dragon one, you speak the Earth Lord's tongue." And as they speak to you, their speech is interspersed with grunts and snorts. You can see the eyes kind of narrow on the word Earth Lord, as if prying. They seem to. There are some glances towards the lynx, but for now they're kind of deferring to this one right now.
Or, I don't know what I can carry. It's 6-second conversation, so I don't know.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh yeah. So there's this one steps forward. Yeah, inquires about you speaking the Earth Lord's tongue. But beyond that, let's see what's going on in the background. Who do you pass to? Creeper. You've got Abigail, the 2 blackbirds, and then the hogfolk themselves, which I guess already have gone yet.
Yeah, I'll pass to Abigail.
All
right. So if Creeper was basically like, "Yo, I'm gonna talk to them and see what's up," Creeper, were you wanting us to like follow you as backup or stay where we are, just in case shit goes down?
I followed a motion to stay back.
Okay, then Shadow Rip and I are probably just gonna keep dodging.
Definitely keep him back because he's probably considered fey touched by that point. So.
Yeah. Well, because Abigail can't see right now, she's Shadow Ripper's her mount, just because Shadow Ripper can see.
Cool.
But so anyway, we're just gonna stay here and dodge and wait for shit to happen. I mean, obviously I can't dodge and hold an action, but like flavor-wise,
Gotcha.
we're readying. And then I'll pass to. Was I at the end? Oh no. I'll pass to Nick's blade.
Okay.
But with kind of like a motion of like we're hanging back for just a second.
Nick Blade nods, kind of scrambling up the edge. You can see that the extra movement doesn't cost them anything. They get up next to Vexen, kind of stabbing their greatsword into the ground and kind of crouching low. He lets out like the softest sound of like an arrow impacting flesh and kind of like nodding towards Creeper, looking down at you, Vexen.
You want me to take him out now? Yeah, he's been a real thorn in my side since I first met him. No, I'm joking. No.
Thanks.
I'm joking. Okay, yeah. I was gonna get my crossbow ready next turn anyway. Yeah. All right, John Bow.
Yeah, let's see. Goes over to there. They will hold an action.
Okay, yeah.
And pass back to Creeper.
Exchanges are.
I'll keep this up, I guess.
All right.
And
Started it.
right. Just say, yes, I learned the tongue from those who teach probably the ways of your Earthkeeper.
Would this be persuasion or deception?
Probably persuasion.
All right.
Receive them.
You're kind of like holding it. You've got the Lynx head in your possession. You've got it out, kind of presenting it on your shoulders. Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage. All right, reasonable. Let's see. Real Valorance. Yeah, you see. Oh yeah, so while they were discussing, you can see that the smaller one clad in leather, referred to as Aaron, and then Ciarl, the mud-caked one. You can tell that Ciarl is kind of judging you as its eyes fixed on the Lynx head moving between you, and then kind of settling back down onto Aaron, kind of judging how they handle the situation. Aaron moves back to you, and an interesting tale to be sure. I see you have slain the Night Stalker.
The beast is dead. Me and my party tracked it to its lair and slew it there.
You can see a look of disbelief comes across the beast, the hog folk's face. It says, Your manner of speaking, I am inclined to believe you, though This should be a task that is impossible for one of your kind. We know of your settlement to the north, and we do not think that you possess. And as you can see, as he continues going into possess, you can see the one behind him kind of lets out for the first time a small grunt, and you can see this one turns, kind of changes direction in the conversation. We do not think that your kind possess, and kind of trailing off, are capable of such things. And give me an insight, like a free insight. Okay, yeah. So as you're watching him, it seems like he was cautioned away from revealing too much by Ciarl. You remember the blade being able to pierce, being able to stem the regeneration of the lynx, and from this vantage point, you can see now that there's like a dagger in the kind of the side pouch of this creature, and tied around it, the leather gripped handle, are several beads.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Made that weapon. They blessed that weapon. Wasn't that weapon Alfarin made?
The blade was, the hilt was remade. So they're reusing.
Oh, they found it in the ruins. They remade it. That's so cool.
And he says that he doesn't think you guys have the means, doesn't think you guys have the cojones to take out with him. But you did it well in your persuasion, and I mean, you literally have the head, so they.
Oh, you mean? I'll get smarmy at this point. Oh, you mean we didn't have the right tools for the job?
Let's see. You can see the barest hint of a grin come across this one at the back, kind of tusks showing, and then this kind of glancing back towards the armored one. Aeon keeps going. He says, "Do you have the tools here with you now?" You can feel his eyes like scanning your person.
Me? I use no such tools, but I have those of my tribe that do.
You can see the larger one in the back finally speaks. Would that be the ones sneaking around to the south?
That's why Creeper will grin.
They have Earth sense. We're on the Earth. This plan was doomed from the start.
It's a very wise assumption, or a very astute.
We forgot that they're all about the Earth. Only we had flying mounts.
Can you blame us for not being cautious?
Now you recall the blackbirds. Well, Nick's blade is on the ground.
The trees.
Yeah, Dronbo is in the tree. Anyway, and let's see. This one continues, looking back. The large at Cyril kind of gives him like an inquiring look, as if like, should I go on? Cyril kind of nods. Aaron turns around and says, "You have proved your strength, of course, by dealing with such a creature. We ourselves are something of hunters in these areas. We clear them and send the defeated foes to the Earth Lord."
Then may I offer this as a sacrifice to your Earth Lord, and I'll present the trophy to him. For it was with your weapon that allowed us to kill it.
Aaron nods under his breath, saying Ivor, and Ivor, the large one that was kind of leaning heavily against a pillar of dirt, begins to take a step forward. As they do, the dirt they were leaning on kind of falls away into a clump just at the next to the brazier. kind of reaching forward with one like massive muscled arm to accept the head.
We didn't reach for or this one at least, or at least.
Now, I understand you are no friend of the Fae, and these creatures are touched by them.
As you see, there's no response from Ciarl, but Aaron's kind of face scrunches, their eyes kind of hardening, says, "You have ties to the unclean, then."
No ties. We are just aware of them. We are not from this land originally.
Does that much your settlement rises up?
We seek allies in these strange lands.
Your settlement rises up from the ruins of the old ones. If you seek the ways of hunting, we could teach you, though you have proven capable enough already. If you have recovered, and as he says this, he kind of glances back, seeing if there's any objection from this one, and then before continuing, if you have recovered one of our blades, you have proven yourself capable enough to continue to wield it. These weapons, though typically carried by members of our order, can be used by others should they prove sufficiently strong. So were you asking for the freedom of this one?
I will, yes. I'll say, now that you have a suitable sacrifice, will you not free the creatures you have here? They're not worthy of such things, and a waste of time.
At this, the creature nods along, saying yes.
Give Creeper more inspiration die if he needs to make a persuasion check.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check. Yeah, I think I would already give you advantage because you're offering the head.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me roll some stuff real quick.
Having realized that they definitely know where we are, Rex is look at it like have his crossbow loaded and ready.
Abigail, like, not understanding the conversation, but seeing the transfer of the Lynx head, is pissed.
Yeah, what the fuck? We stole it. What's he doing? Looks like he's getting the blackbird though. Give a thumbs up to Neckblade. Give a kind of a shaky hand, like, I don't know.
Aaron turns around to Ciarl, and there's several kind of grunts back and forth in a language that is not Druid speech, and then turns back around again. And
imagine Balthazar and Snex are still sneaking up, like they're like way over there. They don't know
yeah,
what's
it's very
going
hard
on.
to tell. We lost initiative, so I have no idea what's going on.
Sorry.
I think we would have heard talking and stopped.
That is what you think. You are correct.
Yeah, they don't
True.
understand.
Balthazar probably would have kept going.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's this shadowy ball like creeping up still, like this whole time.
Yeah, I went through and checked all your languages, and nobody has it, so I just wanted to make sure. The sound that comes out is kind of a mix of grunts and I don't know, like the sounds of like earth grating together. I don't know, like I guess the sound of like rocks being slapped together, I guess. And then yeah, something like that. And then Aaron turns back to you and says, "This one," gesturing towards the the blackbird, "and its ilk have cost us many valuable sacrifices. But you offer the Night Stalker's head, which should please the Earth Lord greatly. I would caution you, one skilled enough to fell one of these fey creatures of considerable strength, as the Night Stalker, I would caution you against forming ties with these creatures who consort with the Fae themselves. But if you would trade the Night Stalker's head for the release of this one, it is acceptable. And
bowed respectfully.
yeah, as they mentioned, they have cost them prisoners. You kind of think back on the rest of the conversation. You surmise that likely they had blink wolves to sacrifice, and the blackbirds freed them, but one of their own was captured in the process. So it's like,
oh, see, we're gonna have to make a choice at some point.
Yeah.
I think. I don't think
Yeah,
these
we have to
factions
make a choice.
Yeah, and I prefer the birds.
I
That's
prefer the birds
personal.
too.
I have one question then. I see you prefer to have worthy sacrifices. What makes a sacrifice worthy to the Earth?
this is definitely going to need a persuasion check. You've already passed over the head, so it'd be raw unless you burn an inspiration.
I'll burn my last one. Why not?
All right.
Yeah, I think maybe we're giving him a lot of power by giving him the Shadow Lynx head now.
Probably, but it's worth it to possibly get 2 allies instead of just one allied race.
Here, I'll
Well,
reveal this.
I feel like we probably can't be allies with both.
Yeah.
You can see Aaron begins to open their mouth when a grunt kind of cuts them off from behind, and then he kind of changes course. Says, "We are not at liberty to reveal our connection to the Earth."
I merely say this because we know of another race of creatures we have come across here. A tribe of foul creatures.
You refer to the Razor Fanged.
The laughing ones?
This one, Aaron nods. Ivor holds up his club arm, and you can see deep cuts into it, looking similar to bite marks received from chucklehounds.
Yes. If you would like help in sacrificing these creatures, our settlement would be very interested in helping.
I'll have a quick aside with Nick Blade. You guys help us kill the chucklehounds too, yeah? Try to gauge. Maybe not.
Ask him. Let's see. I guess he like kind of shrugs to you, and then he shrugs and quietly makes like the sound of several creatures dying. I guess.
Nice.
Like sound of a hogfolk dying, sound of a chucklehound dying, and you can tell it makes little difference to him.
Nice. I like this guy. Alright.
Let's see. So you're asking about the purpose of their magic, then whether they'd help with the chucklehounds.
Well, just as again, trying to connect the two.
Yeah.
They need sacrifices. We know of a race they can sacrifice. We're happy to help them sacrifice.
You can see this one, based on your prior conversation, wants to continue, but is kind of stopped several times by this one before going further. This one, Ciarl speaks up, says, "The Razor Fangs do not have a connection to the Fae. Provided with considerable persuasion or reason, we might be inclined to help you all. But they do not serve our Earth Lord in life or in death," gesturing towards the altar.
Now I understand.
Ivor begins to drag over the head.
Let's exit those that they know that we're here. I am gonna call it the creeper. How's it going? We don't understand any of the conversations happening. So.
I'll just turn back. Like, they know you're here. You might as well come out.
We could leave initiative for now if you'd like.
I was just gonna like casually walk up and free the blackbird. That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, Abigail and Shadow Ripper will come up if he says like, "We're good."
I'll tell Nick Blade I'm gonna go get his buddy out of there, regardless of what happens. So.
And he's gonna follow up beside.
Oh, he is. He's gonna come too. Okay.
Follows up, got his great sword kind of at the ready. You can see drawn bow still in the perch in the tree. Has the bow drawn back, arrow trained on the this main guy back here, but remains impassive. Let's see who goes and frees them. So Ivor drags over the head of the lynx. This one continues to, I guess, conversing with Creeper, and then one of these scouts would move over and kind of brings out. You can see the scouts. They have like this finely wrought leather armor, clearly crafted well. The only one who seems to not be wearing well-crafted armor are using like nicely forged blades with leather wrappings. You can see that besides for the one at this one's belt, none of the other ones have beads attached to them. And this one kind of moves up and brings out a heavy set of keys and begins to unlock this one free.
Now you gotta throw a whole wrench at it. I was on the Blackbird side. Well, then you told me that they make finely crafted armor, and I need a finely crafted jacket. Now I'm really on the fence.
Yeah, just from judging the quality of their leather jackets, you can tell they definitely have a tannery in their settlement. And Leah Smith. But anyways, this one unlocks the restraints. This creature, as soon as it's free, it's spider-webbed. Okay, interesting. It's got no conditions and yet is webbed. Okay. Very.
I think restrained is one of the active effects in spawning it. When you put it on there, take it off.
Try to turn it out. All right, I'll just delete, bring them back out. All right, yeah. As soon as they're free, you can see there's a gust of wind as they kind of kick off the ground, shooting back to here. They nod over to Nick Blade, and then you can see they let out like a soft whistle, and that's likely their name.
Point to myself and flick my coin.
Songbird repeats it back to you. Let's see. Okay, so the lynx head. All right, so as the head is kind of laid on the altar, Ciarl nods towards Creeper and says, you and your slinking brethren are welcome to stay for the ritual, but the unclean must go. And you can see all of the hogfolk have like hard eyes focused on the birds, bows at the ready, weapons kind of ready, and are watching them. For their part, Songbird is kind of rubbing their wrists where they were manacled and kind of readjusting their clothing. I mean, Nick Blade has his sword and is kind of looking. You can see they're kind of sizing up the best way to get close to this one and cut him, but.
So go on.
My question is, has Abigail and Shadow Ripper come up at this point?
Yeah, like I'm able to move.
Yeah. So she comes up and she sees them putting the lynx head on the altar, and is just going to ask, what's going on?
Prisoner exchange?
No.
Why do they have the head? Why did you give them the head?
It was their blade we used. They were the ones who made that blade that helped us kill it.
I mean,
And-
this one, well, man.
Abigail, where do you have the huntsman? Is it displayed kind of on your belt or across your back?
She would have packed it up and switched back over to her longsword. I actually that's how my sheet is, because she figured she does more damage with the longsword than the short sword, and Lynx was dead.
Yeah,
So it's
gotcha.
probably packed up.
Is it quick slotted?
Oh,
Oh shit. Okay.
Like a
Kinda
ceremonial wrap, you put it back in?
yeah.
Has House Fury's logo on it?
Yep.
Nice.
It's a relic of House Fury.
Let's see. So, okay. At this point, yeah, Dronbo comes down from the tree, moves
Yeah,
over
sure.
to.
I'll just inform her that because we could not kill the creature without the item they created, and in exchange for the life of the bird folk.
And that was your choice to make?
Would you rather fight them? We wanted allies, yes.
Because she hasn't heard the full conversation, or referring to the blackbirds as unclean, she doesn't really necessarily have that context, but she's just kind of looking like this wasn't part of the plan.
The poor folk do not like anything with fae in it, which includes the bird folk.
Yeah, you've been around the bird folk for a while now, and you haven't seen any fey qualities. They're fast, very fast. Beyond that, and they don't seem to possess speech. Beyond that, yeah.
Oh, okay. So they don't have fae.
Well, I mean, it's the hog folk seem to think they do,
The hog folks do not like bird folks. They believe them to have fae blood. I'll say that.
and they do refer to them as contaminated or infected.
They refer to them the same ways they talk about the creatures here. Squirrels and elk.
They are not squirrels and elk.
Well, they're not purely natural. They are touched by otherworldly. The Feywild.
You get out of here? Oh, we came.
I'm glad I'm a druid that knows arcane, so it makes sense for me to say all this stuff.
For sure.
My now are at the Blackbird live with the. They were freeing the Fae from sacrifice for me.
And these guys hunt.
Guys hunt every. Like two different sides.
Both are parts of nature.
One lives with the forest. And will. We don't know how big their numbers are.
Two halves of the same coins, if you will.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so
If it's all right, I'd like to stay and watch. I can try to catch up to you guys in a bit.
okay, so what's that?
Oh, Abigail's just going to ask, so what happens when they burn the head?
That's what I want to know. They sacrifice it to the Earthen Lord. I wish to learn more. And I'm saying all this in common so the big folk don't understand.
Yeah, they seem fairly focused on. So the scouts and Aaron are focused down on the blackbirds, and you all have their weapons at the ready. Ivor is kind of setting has the head up on the altar and is kind of holding it steady. You can see the Ciarl is making has a forged knife no beads on this one, but is making deep cuts into the creature in different spots, taking this bag of herbs and is kind of placing them in different spots, seemingly preparing this creature's head for sacrifice.
Can I do an herbology check? What herbs he's using?
Ooh, yeah, go for it.
Vexen's gonna go over to the side of the cliff here. He's gonna swipe his hand through the inky darkness. Balthazar, you in there?
Oh shit! All right, yeah. Okay.
It doesn't have to be like a now thing. It's more just like a mental note of what kind of.
Yeah, I don't have names for them, but the herbs that they're putting into them are things to help it burn better. To get a hotter flame. Oh damn! Yeah, here's your boon. Shit, I should add words for it. You discover a trinket. Okay.
Right.
A weird yellow hat that belches into your ear when worn. Okay, very nice. That is.
That sounds commission.
Yeah, you definitely find that. You find that when you're walking around back at the outpost. There's no.
Wait, there's a yellow hat out here.
Yeah, I don't know. These trinkets are ridiculous. All right. Anyway. What do we say? Okay, yeah. So the herbs themselves are things that you can kind of recognize. You can see that they have some. They likely are. They're definitely grown like the way that they are. They're like roots. So they're grown below ground, probably somewhere deep in deep cave systems. The closer to the earth, the better. They will help the fire burn hotter, and will give off like the same scent that they're burning in these braziers. It's kind of like a mix of like cinnamon and something sharper. But yeah, nothing innately magical you can see. Mostly just things to help the sacrifice. Kind of probably more ritualistic things than anything. Let's see. So yeah, they're prepping that. Yeah, so Aaron turns to you, Creeper, says, "It is beneath the station of a pack that hunts to consort with the likes of them," gesturing towards the birds. "But you of the... what would they refer to the outpost as? You of the reclaimed land may do as you wish. If you wish to learn more about our ways," then gesturing to the southeast says, "we inhabit the place far from here, several burrows. We will know when you enter our territory, and will come to greet you." He reaches into a pouch and brings out like a small bag. You can see the bag is very, very finely crafted. Some sort of leather around it that's black and scaly. It's tied with like this golden ribbon, very high quality. He reaches into it and he brings out a bead that's purple and with like black specks on it. Seems to be crafted of bone. And he will hand it over to you, Creeper.
Oh, okay then.
The bead seems to be of a similar make and design as the ones hanging from his belt. Well, the ones hanging from the sword attached to his belt.
Gotcha.
It says, "You must join this with your ally." And when he says ally, you can you realize that he's referring to the weapon.
Gotcha.
And then he turns back and says, "It is almost complete." As he turns back to the altar itself, the blackbirds, they are kind of gathering around Vexen, pleasantries. The drawn bow kind of steps forward. Making like a sound of, I don't know, a sound of compatriots, like a sound of a hug, I guess. I don't know. And then we'll hand
He doesn't give a
High
hug.
five.
yeah. We'll hand you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I've just got a quick bookkeeping question because I thought at one point somebody was searching for Balthazar.
I did, but he seems to... He's unresponsive. He's in the
Oh
shadow.
no, my bad. I missed it. I did not hear that.
Oh no,
Sorry.
I came over, I was like, Balthazar, are you in there? It's like swirling in the dark. I was going to explain to you what's going on.
Oh, thank. He was just gonna. He probably would have thrown his pebble inside of a pouch, so that way people would see him.
Oh yeah, that's such a smart tactic that everyone always forgets about. Yeah, we got
Nice.
the blackbird. Creeper gave away our cool skull.
I don't know about that. This is a terrible idea.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. But looks like we're making progress on both fronts, so points for course.
Dronbo hands you a small, very simple flute.
Oh, sick.
And then the others all kind of begins to move away. You see at the same time they hand you this, they hand a couple daggers over to Songbird, who slots them into the bandolier across their chest. It's at a small coup towards you. Let's see. They turn to go, kind of nodding to you all, Balthazar, Abigail. Nick's blade seems reluctant, kind of hefting the great sword once, like looking over, and then kind of purposefully stabbing it into the ground, and then flicking it, kicking up a little bit of dirt in the direction over here.
Rude gesture.
Yeah, a fairly rude gesture, like using their blade as a shovel. And then we'll turn and begin to follow the others. You see, the first thing they do is climb up into a tree, and then begin to leap from tree to tree, heading southwest.
As Nick Blade did that and walked off, you could see Abigail gave him a look like, "I feel you, buddy."
We'll get him next time.
He nods down to you.
All right.
Let's see.
Not a flute. I guess we'll watch the end of days as the Earth God has the final sacrifice to come to this plane.
Well, if that happens, I'll think about it.
All right. So, yeah, I guess we'll hang out and watch, or we're out of here. I don't know. What's everyone feel like doing? I feel like we're doing great on time. We should go knock out those griffins too.
Yeah, I was thinking Griffin.
Freaking okay. So player map. So we know the pigs are in the very. Where's the map working? Oh, here we go. So southeast. So these two corners then.
Well, they're likely outside of this hex.
Oh. Okay, cool.
This is their hunting ground, sacrificial grounds. It's not.
Oh, this is their hunting grounds. Okay. Understood. Okay. And
They're very cagey about what exactly they're doing with the rituals, but it's like that they're gathering components for something.
And then the blackbird's headed off in the southwest.
Yes, yeah.
That's kind of like the middle down, maybe.
Yeah, before they depart, Dronbo would have given you the sound of rushing water, like the sound of a river.
Oh, so there might be another channel from that lake that goes down.
There's something going on with deer too. Is that still here, or is that what's up?
I guess, you didn't ask for the deer to be freed, huh?
I asked for all the creatures.
Oh shit, okay, yeah, then,
You didn't need these poultry sacrifices now that you have this.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, then in that case, the deer would have ran off, unless you had business with it.
No, I give it a thumbs up.
The elk lets out a happy bugle. As it runs, you see as its form goes misty, and then kind of fades into the fog around. Okay, let's see.
So this whole hex is pretty much infused with Fey energy.
The whole forest, yeah. But this one in particular, yeah.
Draw like a little feather.
Yeah, the Blink Wolves are Fey. I don't know, perhaps some grizzly bears were Fey. Anyway, let's see. Okay. So I think the ritual, as the blackbirds, they head off after giving the flute. The Aaron hands you this bead. I don't really have a picture for it. Let's see.
At this point, since we're not trying to be sneaky and she can't say shit, Abigail's just gonna relight her torch.
Yeah, the bead looks something like one of these, where it's obviously some sort of like animal material, but is polished smooth and looks like it just would be added to one of these weapons. So with the kind of the preparations complete, Ivor kind of stands back. The rest of the scouts relax, going back to their posts. You can see they're kind of splitting their attention between the altar and then the woods around, watching for any additional threats coming forth. Let's see. Ciarl begins to chant in a language that he was speaking with Aaron. Let's see. Creeper's trained in Arcana, so is Snex. So I guess you probably recognize, if you can't exactly speak it, they are speaking in Primordial, specifically Terran.
Oh.
We're gonna have a really big report when we get back. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Mice is gonna like fall out of his chair.
It's not, and you gave away the bloody head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this ritual kind of, let's see. We're getting a good ritual.
Kind of brash. I apologize. I figured it was the only way to like impressively secure non-fighting.
Yeah, we figured you'd end up doing that anyway, so or similar.
You might have. Abigail will remember this.
Yeah, but we know how creepers. That's what I mean.
It was definitely the fastest way. You get the impression that the alternate route was going to hunt down some blink wolves. And that would probably...
Which we probably would have run into Blackbirds and say, no, don't hunt on the blink wolves.
You've gone with the neutral.
Yeah, no, the neutral not really gain anything with either faction route.
Well, you gain something. It's just not as much. It's not max rep up for either one, is what I'm thinking. But anyway, so the ritual starts up. Ciarl begins chanting in this primordial language, Terran, as you can kind of glean. The head itself begins to kind of spark, and then is kind of wreathed in light. Both these braziers on the edges kind of spark up as well, the herbs mixing, and then you see as flames kind of shoot out from both of them in steady streams, kind of coalescing around the head of the lynx. As this happens, a light begins to form in the area, and you can see as the mud around around Ciarl kind of forms hard plates, and you can see additional earth being ripped up out of the ground, traveling up the body of this creature and cloaking him nearly completely in kind of like an armor of dirt and mud, as this fire kind of rages around him, scorching the grass and tearing up the dirt. These other braziers around the perimeter also flare up and begin to pour fire into this the middle altar surrounding the head, until the head is completely immolated and begins to kind of just rage in an inferno. It shoots up to the sky in this column of light. Ciarl continues chanting. Let's see. As this goes on, as soon as the column, as all of the braziers are kind of joined up, and the column of light begins to go into the sky, the two scouts maintain their watch on the perimeter, along with Ivor, but Aaron kind of kneels down and will get into like a kneeling pose, and will kind of like kneeling towards the altar and kind of like a deferential gesture towards Ciarl. Let's see. Okay, roll this. Do this on private rolls. Sorry about the train.
Summoning a train.
Oh god.
Train from the sky.
Now that would be a good,
The train
good
of
one
all
shot right
trains.
there. Ooh, okay, nice. All right. So this light kind of coalesces into just like it goes as far into the sky, into the atmosphere as you can see, and just kind of shimmers there. It's hard to tell from this close vantage point, but this beam seems much more intense than even the one that lasted for 20 minutes. If you'd like, you can give me either an Arcana or Religion. Anybody that's trained in either of those.
I'm trained in it, or I can help somebody else who's trained.
I had a +2 and I rolled.
I don't have a +2, so are you trained?
Yeah, I'm trained.
All right, so I will assist you.
All right, yeah, you begin to kind of talk amongst each other as this goes on. All right, yeah, Vexen and Snex. All right, let's see. Snex, here's your boon.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh man, yeah.
Oh shit!
Some of the fire kind of gleams off and kind of wraps you, blessing you, giving you 8 temporary hit points.
Jeez, I'm at technically 30 HP. I'm a tanky
That
lizard right
feels
now.
nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so the whole confrontation with I don't know why the clock is stopped. It should be going. But anyway, the whole kind of talking them down, negotiation process probably would take about 20 minutes. So it's right around 2:30 a.m. when this happens. And this column of light lasts for easily about an hour. You can see the entire time Ciarl is chanting. You can see that about the halfway point, the mud and the armor that he's coalesced around himself is kind of chipping and fraying, and he's struggling to pull in more energy to keep this ritual going. But he manages to do it. He's keeping his constitution up. Let's see. Okay. Give him one more here. The blind roll. Nice, alright. Okay, so the ritual completes at right around the 1 hour mark. The light kind of begins to fade and dim. Each one of the braziers, in turn, in a circular pattern, kind of snuffs out, the fire kind of dimming down considerably. You can just see thin wisps of smoke before finally the column of light begins to fall back down into the altar. These 2 braziers are the last to go out. And then you can see standing into a now completely scorched patch of earth. No signs of earth. Even the skeleton of the squirrel, the face squirrel, is kind of scorched away and is gone.
I think we picked the nuclear option.
Just the barren patch of earth. And you can see sitting on the altar next to what looks to be an exhausted Ciarl, the earth around him kind of cracked. You can see some parts of his skin are burned and raw where his armor failed him. You see a rock. It might be really big when it comes in. Let's see.
Rock? Oh god. Rock, baby. What is it? The effects are intense.
You don't look at the name. Let me turn that off. Don't worry about that. All right. Let's see. So, yeah, it's a gem roughly the size of like an orange, like a fist-sized gem, polished smooth. You can see the exterior is brown, where inside of it there's kind of a small flicker of flame, and the inside of it is kind of a hardened, coalesced core. Ciarl kind of bends over the altar, breathing heavily for a moment or two before kind of steeling himself and nodding towards Aaron, who moves over. Kneeling, he spent the entire hour kind of kneeling deferentially. Gets up, bows to Ciarl, moves, and begins to place this gemstone into another one of these fancy-looking pouches that he produced the beads from. Kind of slides it in and begins to pack it away into his bag.
How valuable does it look?
Do you have like jewelers or?
No, I don't.
Just give me a perception, I guess.
I would also be very curious.
Same.
Creeper leans into Snex and just quietly and common jokingly says, or draconic, it says, "It's when we slaughter him now, right?"
I look over at you and tilt my head as I have no idea what you just said.
You don't know what's
But-
going on.
But
I have
Abigail
10
understood
inch.
that.
Oh shoot, you're right. I didn't have that. Sorry, I'm thinking of something. Okay, so I don't have that. So just over in common, I would say that.
Yeah, Snex chuckles.
All right, let's see. Snacks. Your eyes are burned as you're kind of watching, staring at the sunlight for an hour. Let's see. You lose an item. Let's see. What do you got that's good on you?
A few things.
Let's see. Ooh, the acid vial that you had clutched in your hand kind of bursts and drips onto the ground.
Yeah.
Actually, that's pretty expensive, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I got that for free. 25.
Oh, damn, shit. Well, it's kind of nice. Well, if you had anything cheaper on you, let's see.
I'd be willing to give up the acid vial.
Okay. Oh, yeah, damn, you do have some good stuff on you. Holy shit. Yeah, so the acid vial, bursts, melting into the ground. Let's see. Okay, yeah, they get the gem packed away. You can see Ciarl is fairly exhausted. Nobody moves to help him, though. You can see he just catches his breath before kind of straightening back up, folding his arms once again behind his back. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so each one of the hog folk, at the end of the ritual, they would kind of turn around and bow towards Ciarl, and then kind of resume their posts. After Aaron has packed it away, he turns to Creeper and says, "You have done this forest a great deal today. We will use this power." And you can see Ciarl is too kind of exhausted to interrupt, and says, "We will use this power to strengthen our clan. There will be many hunts that come from this. You are very welcome to join us at our burrows and learn more of our trade."
Shoot, is this how we learn Wildfire Druid?
Perhaps.
I will thank him for allowing us to witness such a thing. Let him know that with the Shadow Lynx gone, it is likely the wolves, the blink wolves, will their numbers will be increasing over time.
You see for the first time one of these the scouts kind of gives you like a toothy, tusky grin and says, "I'm counting on it," in Druid speech. All right, yeah, they all kind of
That first time I met them, they were looking for blink wolves.
were, yeah, they were scouting the northwest areas.
Now we
They
know.
were.
In Valorian, Abigail will ask, probably I guess towards Creeper since he can translate, but just so
And I'll be
what does
translating
that
what I'm
item
saying
do?
back to them.
Okay, then she'll say, so what does that item do exactly?
Give me a persuasion.
I'll convert that back to them. So I guess, do I have to make it or she make it? I guess.
You could do. I guess she could help you, or you could help her, because it's a team effort, so advantage, I guess. Oh,
What's
somebody's at my door. I'll be right back. Sorry.
What's your persuasion?
A -1.
Yeah, I don't think I'm much better.
Snix looks over and
I was relying on the inspirations whenever I was doing persuasion checks.
he hears you talking. He's like, I can help. I have a +5 to persuasion.
Okay. Yeah, I also have a -1.
You think of how to say it, and I'll translate it to them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. All right, what do we got here? What's the play? So you're asking, okay, so you're throwing out that persuasion, or?
Who's hold on, who's rolling?
Either you or Creeper could roll with advantage because you're kind of working together.
Snix ended up interceding and suggesting he help instead. So
yeah, he'll come up with the right words, the fancy words to say, and I'll translate them too.
All right.
So he'll roll with. We're not trained, so neither one of us actually give him a bonus.
No, but I'm trained, so at least we can use my bonus.
+5 is better than either of our -1s. So.
Okay, let's see. Having composed themselves by this time, Aaron looks over to Ciarl, who kind of straightens up, looking over at Creeper, and says, "They power our hunts."
So is it a gift from the god?
The Earth Lord provides.
Well, I guess we'll see how it all has to shake out.
Unless you guys want to try and take these guys on, yeah.
Yeah, no, that guy's pretty weak now. He lost his mud armor. Very cool.
We did just finish an alpha fight, so we're probably pretty barbecued.
We're gonna go take out the griffins now, yeah. It's a whirlwind tour, baby. Let's keep it going. Blackbird's done. Hogfolk's done. Griffins, let's go.
I mean,
yeah, if we want to go to the Griffins,
yeah, we have to do it now.
Abigail is not happy with this turn of events, but she knows we got a schedule, so she's just gonna remember this.
Vex is iffy about it, but Blackbird's got helped out, so I mean.
But yeah, the decision is made. At this point, like, it happens.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank them, and I will scribble down on a piece of hide we have, or that I have, the symbol for House Fury, and tell them if they ever come to our settlement, present this, and they should let them in.
Aaron will nod and scribble it down. He'll turn to the other and say, "All right, we're rolling out." And then with that, let's see.
Roll out.
The ground around you begins to shift and move. And in several spots in the ground, creatures burrow up out of the ground.
Are they made of mud or are they real?
They are real.
Holy shit.
The large one moves over, and Ciarl and Aaron mount it.
I was wondering where the big ones were.
Ivor mounts the smaller one.
Comically.
He gets one to himself, though, you know.
Yeah.
And then these two kind of move along as scouts.
Why it was good not to fight them.
Oh, we can take out some big boars. They're just bigger boars.
Yeah.
They
all
motorcycle noises.
Yeah, they grab each one of the tusks. You can see Ivor definitely makes some motorcycle noises. They begin to move off.
Amazing.
They are the wild hogs.
Oh yeah, these are what the big ones look like.
Put on their sunglasses.
Definitely not ripped from any Capcom games.
No, never.
Right.
We need to move off in the southwest direction. You can see that the large hogs they're riding are fairly fast, but seem confined to the ground and kind of have to move slower, moving amongst the trees. All right. As they go, all of the lights and the things around the braziers kind of ebb and then go down just to cinders, and the lights go out.
All right, team. Job was enlightening.
Oh, so it was an hour for the ritual. Oh shit! I didn't mean to go that far back. Will it be? So it's about 4 a.m., not 5 a.m.
All right, let's go check out the Griffins or head back to town.
Well, we need to camp
Griffins.
first.
Griffins.
But yeah, we need to camp.
Need to camp. I mean, we finished a short rest, right?
Yeah, you
guys
sure.
Take a nap.
We should be wandering around at 4 or 5 in the morning. I think maybe a quick.
At least
can
wait till
finish.
light.
Yeah, at least
You already had that camp prepared, so you can go back and finish up your rest there. It's a mile out, so it's about 20-minute walk, 30-minute walk.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. So what are the current thoughts about the hog folk and the blackbirds?
Curious.
Nothing Balthazar will say aloud.
Yeah, I feel like Balthazar and Abigail might have like a look pass between them if he's doing the same thing she is, where she's just like got like her jaw clenched and is just like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
Words are gonna be said at House Fury, the next House Fury team meeting.
Yes.
Balthazar just makes notes. That's all. Balthazar's fine. He's making notes. They're not important. He's got too much paperwork to figure out on this mission already.
Yeah, the report's getting really big. Gonna need a couple more of those black clips to put it together, keep it together. I guess Faxon's indifferent. He's definitely more on the Blackbird side of things. He's he witnessed stuff he's not usually privy to, which was like a ritual sacrifice, and then a giant light shooting into the sky.
Creeper's intrigued by the hog folks, definitely. I don't want to write them off as enemies just yet until I see how their settlement's made. I mean, if this is the worst thing they do, then we've dealt with Valorians themselves have done far worse. So
yeah, that creature wasn't even.
All you've seen
that sacrifice are a squirrel and an already dead lynx.
Yeah. And about to be a humanoid of
that's fair.
That's the
It seems like they'll sacrifice whatever they can get their hands on.
We kill humanoids all the time.
And the only thing Abigail will just say, historically, when one group of humanoids starts coloring another group of humanoids unclean, bad things happen.
Creeper's gonna laugh at that one.
Yeah, maybe.
Valorians turned to cannibalism already. They killed every other humanoid species on their home.
Let's not get into this argument because it might turn into something that's not supposed to turn into.
Yeah, maybe unclean shouldn't be maybe infected, contaminated, something like that. Because
I was talking more the character to character discussion.
Cursed, cursed would be a good one.
From their perspective, they are cursed. There's something wrong with them. And it's their fault.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to change Abigail's statement.
Oh
fair.
No,
she's not engaging in argument right now.
The views of the hog folk do not represent any of the views of people.
The hog folk are equal opportunities sacrificers.
They didn't seem interested in the Chucklehound. It seems they need to have Fey ties, and so they seem to think that the Blackbirds have Fey ties.
Fae or possibly Shadowfell, because the Lynx wasn't necessarily Fae, it was Shadow.
True.
Yeah, imagine if we had gone to the blackbirds first and been like, hey, we're gonna go kill that lynx, and be like, maybe you shouldn't kill that lynx. They seem to be on the side of Fae and not sacrificing Fae creatures. But I guess the lynx wasn't really Fae, it was more shadowy.
It was
You get the idea that it was Fae at some point.
Oh.
Corrupted
First.
Fae.
Well, either way, I think we should set out for the Griffins before this turns into moral debate, and when that happens, then the characters start arguing with other characters. Griffins. We can all agree that we like the Griffins, right?
All right. All right, I'm gonna let's take a 5-minute break and then we'll hit up the Griffins because we got like an hour and a half to go.
Awesome.
Oh, great. I need to get more water. Gotta stay hydrated.
Ultimately, I was just going for as many gains as possible. All right. But I mean, we have all the other parts of the Shadow Lynx for proof, right?
Yeah, but the head was
Dead-
really
yeah.
cool. I guess we
Yeah,
still
well,
have the
I mean,
eyes
that's
of
the
the Shadow Lynx,
definitive.
so
You still have his pelt too, though. I mean, that's the big thing.
Yeah, that's probably more than enough.
you got the eyes. They're like gems. They're like black onyx somethings. 2 onyx, yeah, 2 royal uncut onyx gems.
And
We
there
got
were
the hide. We got
you guys
claws.
got the fangs from him, right? You have the claws and fangs from him. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just a skull.
The fangs we couldn't get. But I
Oh, okay.
But I did get some fur for my jacket. That's the most important part. I got a sketch of that Griffin's head before we gave it away. So.
Plus, you never know if
That's going on the jacket.
you never know if House Fury can work out some exclusive leatherworking deals with the
Yeah.
pig folk, because we did this without the initiative from the without any diplomatic letter.
You get the feeling that yeah, the letter is, it's Amias is doing his best. He read in a book somewhere that diplomatic relations require correspondence and
Yeah.
letters.
Memos.
Don't forget everyone who killed the Lynx gets 1 point of outpost inspiration.
That's true. I was going to throw that out at the end of the session, along with the
If
yeah, you
you
got the
survive. Alien.
It would have been a little dicey if you, because when you were interacting, it's like there's like the max rep with hogfolk versus max rep with the blackbirds, and then there's the other end where it's like you anger both of them somehow.
Yeah. We piss off the hog folk and we don't save their friend in time. Yeah.
I will
Yeah,
say real quick. Maybe we should make some decisions more as a group. We could stop every now and then for like out of character chat, I think, because that's the one thing. Like there was a quick discussion on how to do the plan. Then somebody jumped in, and then the plan changed, and there wasn't a group discussion on it. That's my only thing.
I'm sorry, that was
Got it.
bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Griffins.
All right, yeah, the morning of the 12th. Dawn breaks around 6 a.m. How's the weather looking? Clear sky today, nice. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Bring you over to the player map. It's a nice feather, dang.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Oh no,
snap! Damn.
In Crash's games, when I have to do Pictionary to save an entire race of
Oh,
of
yeah,
sentient.
kobolds.
No,
Troglodytes.
the troglodytes. Yeah, when I have to do Pictionary, it keeps me on my toes when I tried to draw that. When I had to draw my my displacer beast for the Caves of Chaos, that was a good one. That was adorable. You got the nice drawing too, so that's fun.
That's true, yeah. Still miss Roll20's drawing tools, but Foundry, it's got better everything else. So, all right. So, guys, 6 a.m., sun, clear skies, dawn over the forest. There were no more beams of light during the night or anything like that. Nothing else of note really went on. Let's see. Yeah, so as you recall, getting to the Griffin Island either requires going over the lake, which is about a mile wide in most parts. Well, the lake itself is like 3 or 4 miles wide, and then getting to the island would be a mile crossing a lake. It's like Great Lakes style, very big lake. Getting to the island in the middle, or there was the ruins that were mapped out somewhat by a previous party that goes basically right under the island is as far as they got. Just needs to climb up the ruins into the island itself. So what's the play?
So we have to go underneath the ruins, which we mashed out half of before.
Yeah,
Probably safer than the water because we don't know what's.
Yeah, we have no
in the
idea
lake.
what's in that water.
Yeah. Go back where that
Yeah,
whichever
so-
group
yeah,
of us
let's-
actually had already explored.
Yeah, I was with that group, so we can go down there. There was the Umbra Hulk, or
what could be in this big lock?
I don't know, maybe a Loch Ness monster.
Perhaps, yeah.
Hope so.
Having since Creeper, since he's ticked off Abigail and Balthazar, he's gonna kind of sit back and let them do some decision making.
I'm vexed because they Granbo will I don't know, you could update your map real quick here.
Yeah, they said another river. So they're on the other hex. Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so we got the hog folk in next hex, and they got the bird folk in this. Or is there another hex between them, likely?
There is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good faction.
The
Alright.
the hex is
I love this exploration.
should go like this.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'll get another map. Maybe I need a bigger map to connect them on that. That could be a good idea. I think I might do that, yeah. Just
I might
make like a
not get-
massive map for all my hexes.
yeah, that could be cool. Oops.
Hex kit is what I was using for mine. Super fun.
Nice.
And then if we could just get a JPEG of a piece of bacon for the other side. I guess I could try. I could try to make it bacon. Ham. I guess I'll just draw a rock. Well, I got a gemstone. Whatever. Let's go to the middle place and go under again. We already have it half mapped out. We can map out the rest of it. And then if it's too dangerous, we can just get out of there and go back.
All right. Who is our survivalist for the day then?
I've got survival. I don't know if anybody beats mine.
Zero.
I got +2.
Yeah, I think you were the only one trained.
Yep. All right. I guess it's me.
Gonna be me.
Oh, do you do anything with that? During the downtime, do you do anything with that hog folk, the bead that they passed over to you, Creeper?
Well, I would give it to Abigail if she wanted to add it to the blade or not.
All right. Do you add it to the blade, Abigail?
She would
One
consider-
skeleton to it.
Like Abigail would have reservations, but Sam really wants to know what it does. So yeah, I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay. Let me check this. Make sure I got this. Okay. All right. As you attune, as you update your attunement with the bead added, you feel as if the charges in the blade has increased from 1 to 2, so you could cast the detect good and evil twice per dawn rather than once.
Okay, cool.
Like it feels as if adding the blade, there's some sort of magic inside the bead that kind of interfaces with the blade itself, increasing its supply of magic. All right. Yeah, so go ahead and give me that survival roll.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was updating. I'll update Huntsman in a minute.
All right. So it's a long and windy road. At some point, you have to cross some of these smaller streams. The rivers here that kind of cross below these ruins running from the lake up to the northeast. None of them are any more wide than a couple dozen feet, so they're swimmable. And most of them are just kind of creek-sized. You kind of wade through them. They all flow, of course, from south to north, kind of moving up. And as you cross them. Let's see. Let's take 1, 2, 3, 4 miles with some lake crossing. So it'll be about, we'll say 9 hours or so. All right. Oops. Forest altar. I'll make this visible in case you ever want to go back there. There we go. All right. So you make it to the ruins. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, once again, you find the place. It's well traveled at this point. The break in the flooring that goes down to the second floor of these ruins still standing. You can see some efforts have been made to kind of reinforce the walls here. Just some wood and things like that from the nearby woods have been nailed and roped here to try and give this place some extra rigidity, since it seems to be the best means of accessing the labyrinth in this hex. You make your way down into the tunnels, referencing the map that's been updated due to the work of some of the previous adventurers in the hex, and you can begin to follow it downwards. Let's see. So, let's see. Is the same marching order good? You can see Shadow Ripper is very reluctant to go into the ruins, but will follow.
Looks good to me.
All right. Okay. So easily enough, you travel I think it's 3 miles. Yeah. It's under the lake, finding the area, the cavern before that you fought the Umber Hulk and the Dark Mantles in. As you're moving through, you could see that many of the let's see. Oh yeah, many of the branching paths have kind of been marked off with chalk or things like that by scouts from the outpost, kind of indicating the path that has been mapped out. So it's able to be followed pretty easily. It takes about 2 hours. And then you get to the part where you're in the large cavern area where the Umber Hulk was fought, and you see, of course, the Umber Hulk has been harvested and is no longer there. Interestingly enough, the deceased hog folk is gone as well. No skeleton remains or anything. and this is as far as the mapping has gone. You're roughly a mile from the surface of the island. Well, not a mile from the surface of the island, maybe a mile from the center of the island, and roughly a couple 100 feet down. So if you want to work your way up, it'll definitely be either like a survival check or, let's see, for navigating, either like maybe like a cartographer tools or something.
It sounds like we're back on survival again. I don't have cartographer
All
tools.
right.
I think it's
Or you can just roll the dice.
that way.
I'm gonna
Just,
survival just in case anyway.
Can we do photo that for chance?
All right, and with somebody assisting you, that is not a critical fail.
That would have been bad.
It's like, I'm sure this is the route. It's like, are you sure we're not going into the lake itself?
No, the coin only does 0 or 1.
Yeah, no, but no, Abigail got a.
Oh.
She has an advantage. Otherwise, it would have been a nat 1. But with help, you're able to navigate your way up the kind of the winding tunnels. Several of the tunnels have collapsed, and you can hear, like, as you climb higher through many kind of dirty stairwells and through naturally made and formed caverns going upwards. You can hear water rushing in some places on the other side, or give me a round of perception checks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought
I want to be on the lookout for piercers and more dark mantles.
yeah, Pierce's and dark rattles.
Yeah, piercers for sure. We almost had enough to make those shoes. But how can I perceive them if they're indistinguishable from everything else? I gotta check every single stalactite.
How do you check them?
I mean,
You pull out
I
a
do like a fast one where I go, hey, and I turn around real quick, see if their eyes, if they have eyes or not. Or what else can we do? Have we got any like black pepper we can like make them sneeze?
pencils.
Will they have mouths on? I guess if it's really wet, I can if like the ceiling of the case is really wet, I can try and like shape water to kind of like freeze them. See if they care about being cold or not. I don't know.
I was just checking to see if you were slinging spells or anything in these caves.
I would do a mundane.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me see.
Up little rocks and toss them at. Well, guess I'm not very strong.
Okay. Yeah, it seems as you climb higher, these aren't very well-traveled routes for creatures, so that doesn't seem to be any dark mantles or piercers lying in wait to ambush any unsuspecting creatures. Let's see. Okay.
In here.
All right, yeah, with those perception checks, Abigail and Snex, as you move higher up in these ruins, you can see that you're likely in the same area as at this point you're under the island. It seems as if the ruins that you're able to see from above extend deep down into the earth, and at this point the water is kind of corroded away and is up close to many of the rooms. Some places have caved in, and it's a wonder that most of these areas they're using aren't completely underwater. Through some of the rock, in the spots where you can hear like the water moving, and you do get the inkling. You kind of hear kind of low baritone noises coming from somewhere past the walls within the water. Can't really connect them with what they're from, but they're likely some sort of aquatic creature inhabiting the lake that lets out like a long, mournful noise.
No.
you don't get the impression that they're tracking you or anything. It's more so that they're communicating amongst each other.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you continue to climb higher.
River whales.
What's Shadow Ripper's
Entities.
reaction to this?
Oh, yeah, anytime one of these like low baritone noses sounds out, you can see that either Abigail or Snacks are pretty much the only ones that notice. Aside from Shadow Ripper, who kind of whatever side you're currently traveling on, like if the water and the rock is on the right side, Shadow Ripper is pressed to the left wall. Seems very unnerved and not enjoying being below the ruins. You know from observation that the griffins typically roost at the very top of the towers and the ruins.
Yeah, Abigail will follow Shadow Ripper's cue on that, and when she hears a noise, she'll move away from it and kind of shepherd the group that way.
Fair enough. All right.
Got our bacon symbol covered.
Nice.
Very nice. All right. Eventually, you all do find the surface around 6 p.m. Let's see. Okay, let me pop this out. Let's see. So not so grandiose as this, but more rundown, definitely more overgrowth, and many of the spires are kind of collapsed in places, but you get the idea of a tiered city or a tiered outpost with many old-fair ruins stacked atop of one another. Several spots have kind of collapsed in, and the water has filled in the lower reaches of the keep and things like that. But you emerge somewhere close to the bottom, into kind of a ruined street. Let's see. Yeah, so as you emerge, the sun beats down. You can see far down one of the streets that doesn't have like a collapsed tower over it. You can see the edges of the lake kind of shimmering in the sunlight. And as you look up, you can see several griffins kind of circling the sky. You don't seem to have been noticed yet. It seems mostly the sentries kind of are keeping their eyes on either the lake or the forest's edge surrounding the lake. As you emerge, I mean, Shadow Ripper is going to let you guys' presence be known.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're trying to, like, sneak up on people.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in case you had some plans or something. Let's see. All right, I'll move you over to this map. I guess Shadow Ripper would have popped a short rest at some point, so he doesn't have disadvantage on everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. There's an eagle's call. Then let me activate. Oh, let's see. You at that time?
There we go.
All right.
As well.
Wondering where my griffins are. I'm trying to put them down. Oh, there they are. Jeez.
Here they come,
Nice.
all of them. 2 scoops of griffins.
All right.
All right. So let's see. You flip this guy. There we go. All right. So several griffins kind of remain flying up above, kind of hovering, kind of flapping their wings, staring down at you all. Their eyes kind of drift from Shadow Ripper over to the rest of you all. You can see some recognition on their faces from Creeper, Vexen, and Snex. I think Balthazar as well. Let's see. 2 of them also land, kind of moving up. the infuriating griffin kind of bows its head to you, Reaper, and then kind of locks eyes with the Shadow Ripper. Shadow Ripper kind of looks back, kind of, you can see like the tilt of its head as it kind of acknowledges this other griffin. And you can see it kind of flexes its wings, the one wing kind of fanning out to its full length, and the other wing still kind of bound up by the sling. They all kind of look to you for acknowledgement, I guess, after kind of greeting Shadow Ripper.
I know I'll bow down. It's kind of a sign of respect.
Yeah, you can see the infuriating griffin, slightly larger than the rest, kind of. You can see it kind of intakes the like a smell of all of you, and kind of its eyes kind of narrow. You can tell it's probably picking up the lynx scent, but trusts you all enough to. And it obviously can't see the lynx, and it's the middle of the day, so
Yeah.
there does seem to be some hesitation there.
Abigail. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, Abigail will give a not quite bow, but incline her head, and if she can tell that they're kind of like sniffing or something, she will, because she's got the claws. It was claws for arrowheads that we recovered from the lynx, and so she'll just kind of pull it out of her bag and hold it up, and probably okay, she would have asked this beforehand. What language do they speak? Do they?
Griffin, I think.
Okay, it is Griffin.
I think
It's Great Eagle, actually.
it's Great Eagle.
Okay.
Something for this? Or am I thinking wrong?
There you go.
Can you have a scroll or something from
No, I
last
have a
time?
potion. Yeah, I'm waiting. I don't know. I don't know if it'll let me speak Griffin though. You know, just,
I don't know what you have, that's all.
like I think it's just to be friends with them. But
Oh,
we're already
okay.
kind of friends with them.
Their language is more like, like a dolphin would speak to others. It's not like full-on speech. There's...
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But Abigail would pull out the lynx claws. Not in like a here, have them, but in a we killed the lynx.
You can see something of relief and kind of admiration come over the face of the griffin. Over all of them, I imagine. And they all kind of let out soft coos and kind of bow their heads towards you in deference towards all of you.
She's gonna try. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So they kind of look around, kind of, I don't know, in an acknowledgement of the place where you are, and you can see several of the towers that are still standing. You can see from this point, there's different trees and things growing out of these towers that have been kind of formed and shaped into nests and roosts and things like that for use by the griffins. There's not too many on the ground levels. It seems like most of the streets are just kind of left abandoned as an extra measure of protection, because actually climbing one of these towers would be quite precarious.
She does give a go in talking, in probably both of Valorian and Sylvan, just to see if maybe even if they can't speak it, they understand one.
It seems like they can get general ideas. It's more so there's acknowledgement that you're trying to communicate, but it's more so that you couldn't really give them any complex ideas with either languages.
Okay.
But yeah, so let's see.
At that point, she'd probably kind of turn and look over at Balthazar as our talker.
Hold on, you want me to talk to these,
I don't know, man, but you're our social negotiation dude.
do I believe if I were to just cast the spell comprehend languages that it would do any good here?
I can ritual cast speak with animals, but so maybe will help me. But
Yeah, I feel like speak with animals probably is more likely to work for this one.
Yeah.
I'd say speak with animals. You'd be better off
I mean,
because they have a language, but it's only like it's like a griffin language.
Well, here's the thing: if we
I did
do,
bring
we're
the
coming up
potion.
to
Like, I might as well drink it, right? Like, you brought it all this way.
It's
I
not
mean,
really. It's not really a spoken language.
if we do, we're coming up. Like, would we have probably talked about this ahead of time? Because I feel like it would be real foolish to come up here without being able to talk.
Yeah, I think speak with animals would work.
okay. So I can do a ritual cast of that. So use up any spell slots or.
Nice. All right, you begin ritually casting. They all watch you with interest.
It says it allows you to convey like basic stuff, nothing too descriptive. It says, look at the spell.
Still better than what we got.
Still better than Abigail doing a mime show with Vale. Thanks a lot.
Next would be super curious and go exploring. If I can move.
And just so after doing the casting, I'll just start letting them know that their enemy is dead.
All right, let's see. Speak with animals. Knowledge and awareness is limited. They perceive. Nice, yeah. So, yeah, as you finish casting this, you definitely get the idea of deference. They're immensely grateful that you've kind of gotten rid of this beast that was actively hunting them. They don't exactly know why, but they can tell that the creature had some sort of malice towards the griffins, and was able to kind of rip them apart fairly easily. They let you know that it wasn't always like this, but at one point, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna pause you right there real quick.
Sorry. Trying to having issues with my map.
No worries. Let's see.
I gotta refresh anyway.
Okay. They convey the idea to you that the lynx really only became a problem and started attacking them about a year ago. This lines up with the time frame of magic beginning to fail.
You know, of course, convey this to everyone. What's being said. I'll ask them, has any other strange things been happening? Since that time?
They know of the... I guess they speak of the hog folk and of the lesser birds, which they were used to refer to the blackbirds that are flightless, and they speak of their conflict, which seems to take place for the most part in the areas south of here, but then sometimes boils over here. They let you know that they remain mostly impartial. They have their island, which is protected very well by the lake, and they let you know that there are creatures within the lake that do not make traveling across it easy.
No. I'll say, I guess I will ask if we could help by providing protection in the tunnel. It talks to the rest of the group first, obviously. I want to see. I mean, what are we going to do here?
I think that since the Lynx is no longer a threat and they have a bit more freedom of movement, so to speak, we should just see if they would be willing to stay in contact with the outpost, I would think, unless anybody think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's good. And then, like, you know, if they want to help us with the Chocolate Hounds, and then maybe, because, I mean, we did kill the Lynx. You know, we helped them with their big enemy, they could help us with ours, and then maybe we could also help them with the things in the lake.
Yeah, I think we're on the right track
Is there
there.
anything in the ruins here, or is it just them hanging out? Something else?
The creatures, as if it was inconsequential to them, they kind of let you know that some of the hog folk have come through here recently, seeking to scour the ruins. The griffins didn't really care, because they let you know that their towers, the pathways up are crumbling and very hard to get to without wings. But yeah, they let you know that hog folk have come through here recently. And that they were scouring underneath the ruins for some reason.
Oh, there's nothing on like their little island section. There's nothing else besides them on the island.
Yeah, I mean, above ground there's maybe the odd squirrel or smaller creature that has kind of made its way somehow to this area. But beyond that, the spires seem to be inhabited mostly by, well, pretty much completely by the griffins.
okay.
Or
Yeah, my concern was, it was mentioned that they roost on the top. I thought that maybe there was stuff inside that they had to deal with.
Oh.
Inside the ruins that they were afraid of or scared of, but it's just the water creatures.
Yeah, pretty much just the water creatures. The ruins. I mean, they don't really have a frame of reference because they mostly keep out. I mean, I think they pretty much always keep out of the ruins, out of the underground. But you can guess that they likely have the same sort of creatures as any other like set of ruins would have. Yeah, looking around, the architecture is definitely all fair. Let's see. This was probably like a large to mid-sized settlement that the Aldfair inhabited that kind of extends down into the rock. So anything that you could find that would ruins that would hold typical Aldfair things might be present here. Might be something with that the hog folk were rooting around for. Yeah, they don't care if you go down into the ruins. Pretty much the only thing that they specify as off limits is attempting to get to their roosts.
That makes sense.
Oh, yes, maybe
That's reasonable.
at some point in the far future this could be like a secondary outpost.
Yeah.
We can clear out the water creatures. And the griffins don't mind, provided.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that they have any interest in anything below the towers.
We could like shore them up over time. There you go.
That sounds like a new instead of like a lumber mill, it's a griffin roost.
Yeah.
The outpost for the
Secondary
outpost.
Yeah.
Well, we could get like fishing done here, provided.
We could guard the tunnels for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. The same where they're kind of impassive about the ruins below. They also seem impassive about the lake. They know to stay out of the lake, so it doesn't really bother them what goes on there. But they do warn you all the same.
Good for food. Fish.
You saw the whenever you've seen whenever you first encountered them, they were carrying deer back from the forest.
Right.
So, yeah, Creeper, you want to ask about them aiding us, like allies, like official allies in a way, or however they understand it.
Yeah, if you ask maybe allies.
Yeah, so they would agree that they have friendly feelings towards you and are definitely grateful that the lynx was felled. They've been dealing with it for quite some time. Let's see. Yeah, they kind of ask what sort of aid you all would want.
At this point, until we establish better relations, we just want them to ask for help protecting our settlement as we would help protect theirs. Is that reasonable?
I mean, that sounds solid to me, at least. I mean, if for some reason, like, we thought they'd be really useful next week for anyone, like OOC, like, we know that there was an
Yeah.
expedition planned against the Chucklehounds. Maybe if they could get a couple of their number to aid in that would be great. But if just, tentative alliance that now for outposts, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's like we don't want
that
to
sounds good. And real
that.
quick, I think wasn't that plan supposed to be like subtlety? I don't think flying in a bunch of griffins would. Like, I thought the plan was. I mean, I'm not going, so.
Yeah, I'm not going either. So.
Like having the option.
I mean, it's just a thought, but now that we have access to this hex and its resources, we could try to maybe build a griffin rook so they have some place to stay over at our settlement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea, possible.
Yeah, we could have, like, guard griffins.
I mean, even if that just makes transit between the two places easier.
Yep. Oh, good idea, good idea. Do that. That's the best plan.
Yeah, that I think is the bigger thing overall than, like, Chucklehounds.
Yeah.
That'll give us the resources to help defend against the Chucklehounds.
Possibly future flying mounts.
Yep.
And again, I'll pass along with their permission to explore, as long as it's not in the nests themselves, the towers.
Yeah, you get the feeling that anything below 20 feet up or so is fair game. The spires, most of which reach up 50 to 60 feet, and then have the perches up above. You can see, even now, you can see a couple of curious small griffins kind of peeking over the edge, staring down at you.
Or maybe just like the shiny riches that might be in a tower that maybe the pig folk couldn't get access to. Like, if some tower it's at entrances from above.
Yeah, you get the feeling that they don't care if you scour the ruins below for sure. But let's see. So whenever you ask for their assistance with the Chucklehounds, they seem apprehensive. They are aware of these types of creatures, though they typically steer clear, of course. They kind of practice neutrality in pretty much all things. Do you suggest riding them?
I think what we're pushing for is just like, hey, we'll make a roost for you, right? Is that where we're going?
Yeah, we're just gonna, instead of more so the Chucklehounds, more so just mutual protection. We'll help to protect your home if you can help to protect ours. We'll send people here to guard the ground, and perhaps you can send a griffin or two to come help protect our skies.
Does it look like their towers are in, like, really bad disrepair?
Yeah.
To where, like,
fix them up.
we could, yeah, it's one of those, like, just
Use that EP.
mutual, you help
down
us
the towers.
guard, and we go help secure your home.
Move some of this stonework around.
Mm.
Isn't usable.
Yeah, the towers are definitely. I mean, they're very, very old. Most of them are overgrown with vines, and some of the towers are more sturdy than others. These seem to be the more heavily inhabited ones. They're not really sure what you could do to help, unless you are going to go and build them new towers. I kind of get the idea, I guess. Let's see. If you ask them to send some griffins back with you. Yeah, I think this would definitely be like a persuasion or something.
Oh, I'm out.
Well, I think now it's as good as ever to drink that potion. I'm gonna drink the potion of Griffin friendship.
All right.
So I feel like I get a better understanding of their, non-dialect. Or is it just?
Let's see. Yeah, so as you drink it down, you can kind of, similar to how Creeper is able to kind of read their body language, most of their speech is nonverbal. And let's see. All right. Yeah, so you can gauge from them that they generally practice kind of avoidance. They would be open to an alliance for sure. the part where they're shaky on is actually coming back and defending your outpost. They're grateful for your help, but they don't see why they would want to leave to go and assist to take up permanent residence at a place that is, in their eyes, very non-defended. That's where the persuasion check would come in.
Is there a spot in the top of the mage tower, maybe?
Elias's office.
God.
No.
Who's our most persuasive here?
No, I think that's fine. I'm
That
very
would be me.
persuaded. That's why I drank the potion.
I'll assist if I can.
Yeah, sure.
Throw a
Well,
little
the
pro
potion
bono.
should give me advantage.
Yeah, it would give you advantage, yeah.
Yeah.
Throw a
Yeah,
little
pro
bit of
bono.
advice. Yeah, pro bono.
All right, guidance.
All right. So I guess we don't need any. We're gonna set up some towers for them next time we get a chance to.
You get a feeling if they had like a proper roosting area that they'd be much more likely. Because right now they've got like a fortress that.
Yeah. And in the middle of the lake, surrounded by evil lake monsters that no one can
Yeah,
get past.
and you guys are kind of like, yeah, come back to our outpost, which is an imminent threat from these chucklehounds.
So yeah.
We've got
Some
we've kind of got a tower you could stay in, maybe.
We're suggesting. I think the suggestion is we'll build you a place. We're gonna try to take care of these chucklehound problems now. Like the coming weeks, maybe when it's all built, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking like some sort of upgraded watchtower, perhaps.
Yeah.
All right.
Elias's office sounds like a good plan.
What's that?
Elias's office.
We could stress to them that if we defend from the chucklehounds up there, then they won't come down to there. It prevents them from coming down to their island down here.
They kind of look to the lower runes where you guys have come through, and you can see that some of them are kind of weighing their options for just collapsing the access points to the underground. They left them open because they haven't really thought about a threat coming up from below because they haven't had it happen yet. But since you put this idea in their mind, they are kind of weighing it now.
I feel like that's our access, so we probably don't want that at all.
Well, if we put a fishing outpost on this little island, feed them, and have a spot to protect.
Yeah, it sounds like another quest to find out more about the lake monsters and get rid of them, and then on from there.
The goal is right now establishing like future symbiotic relationship. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we want to help each other. We want to stress that we're trying to help each other. We're not trying to.
Yeah, like the actual, like specifics of it can be worked out later.
Ooh, even like the griffin's wing being broken, that'd be a death sentence normally. We can offer the medicine to heal them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They don't really get the concept of medicine, but they do get the concept of taking care of others. Yeah, and they are grateful for sure. That's why they came and saved you from the Lynx the first time.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, give me that persuasion with advantage and pro bono.
All right, here we go. Just roll one. You always roll fours. I should let you roll it. It's your pro bono.
Oh, would have been a
see?
3.
All right. It's pretty good. You lose 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh.
All right.
Oh snap!
Yeah, okay. You can tell they're definitely open to the idea of, I guess, mutual aid. If you get some sort of means set up for them to inhabit the area above the outposts, maybe some upgraded watchtowers or a roost or something. Let's see. Yeah, they're open to the idea of helping. They would prefer to not be on the front lines or things like that, and they definitely won't commit themselves to anything that's going to directly endanger their home. But they would be open to you setting up some sort of facility on the island itself.
Maybe if they could be used for supply runs between places that we end up inhabiting later. still beneficial for us and less risk for them.
Well, if we try to develop every new place, every new hex, we try to set up an outpost with a griffin tower in it. That expands their territory and ours.
Fair enough.
But right at
Yeah.
the very end of Exodus, like a very deep bow. He's like, it'd be cool if we ride one of you for like maybe just a minute or two. I always wanted to like fly. He
Yeah.
peeks back up with like a smile.
Yeah, you see the one of the ones that was hovering nearby kind of swoops down, and its talons like reach out and kind of grab you around the midsection, Vexen,
Yes.
and then kind of fly you up, and we'll take you around the island.
Amazing.
Sweet.
So I guess they're open to the idea of collaboration. And yeah, whenever you suggest the supply runs, they're definitely more open to that than direct combat, as their main priority is they're not really even so much interested in expansion, because they can't really think of any place they would be better off than their fortress themselves. But they're definitely open to the idea of a partnership and of working together. They're probably more friendly to you than the blackbirds of the hogfolk, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because you also haven't asked as much as them. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so let me mark this down. Okay, so they're open to moving in, I guess. Yeah, they wouldn't want to be permanent residents, but they would send over either kind of like a scout. They would have like shifts, where somebody kind of works to scout, keeping an eye out above the outpost, watching for incoming threats, or acting as like a mobile supply run. Though they're not really sure what that entails.
Just lifting packages back and forth. That's about
Yeah.
it.
They aren't really sure what you mean by a package. If you describe it as like a deer, like a food source being carried back to the young, I guess they nod along in turn.
That's pretty much food or weapons or something.
You hear a quest success as the griffins all kind of nod along.
Yeah.
Do.
So can we explore this here? Or are they kind of picked clean?
Oh yeah, you can definitely explore them. Yeah, anybody can give me like a perception or investigation, kind of looking around. The island is quite large. I think it's let me see how big this thing is.
I can assist with perception if need be.
Balthazar is very good at investigation. So,
Hey, this is your thing. Do it.
anybody else got investigation?
No, I got perception.
Here, silence. He will
Yeah, can you guys see this?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is kind of what the overgrown streets and things look like. It's more plant life than ruins lower down. The island's kind of grown up to recontain it, or reclaim it, more like.
We could, over time, we could reconsolidate any stone that isn't structurally sound. We could either use it to repair towers or move it to the settlement for stone.
Yeah, you can definitely find plenty of stone laying around, either falling off crumbling towers or smaller buildings that have just kind of collapsed on themselves. Balthazar, let's see. I'll move you.
Alright, what was happening with Snacks when he went down
No, it's not down there. I was just looking.
there? Oh.
I wanted to make note that Snex, you can find like some signs of the hog folks that they mentioned. Balthazar actually finds where they were previously camped out in this area. It's like kind of a hollowed out tower. I can drag you all down there if you want.
Guys, come here. Think some hog over here. Oh, well,
Yep.
Saxon's having a great time flying around right
Oh, true. Yeah, so the tower that this one, the top of it is kind of crumbled over, so that it's not being used as a roost. There's several trees inside that have grown up and have melded with the stonework. Vines intersperse the ground. You can see clear signs of humanoid habitation. There's like remains of a campfire, all the grass and dirt is disturbed and tramped down. You can see clear signs of hog folk that came through. You also find, Balthazar, you find some like dried blood under this tree, and from 2 different spots, likely 2 different humanoids. It's kind of you can kind of judge that it's was kind of spread out over many hours, so probably from like old wounds that needed to be fixed up, and then you can see some similar disturbed dirt from where you recognize like where one of the large hogs kind of burrowed up from the ground.
Okay. Shares the information. Blood and, you know, hogs digging up underground. The whole deal.
Yeah, you get the idea because you had a pretty good investigation that they came here seeking something, got their butts handed to them, and then had to peace out.
Yeah, so they apparently got red heads, or I guess hog handled in this case, and peaced
Ham
out.
hocks. Got their hams handed to them.
Yeah, ham handled. So yes, whatever they were looking for out there is far more dangerous than that.
By 3 humanoids, a small hog, and a big hog.
So our adventuring party. I got it.
Yeah, true. Counterpart. Yeah, but they're definitely gone from here now.
Can we see where they can we see where we think they went? Like what section were they checking specifically?
Oh, let's see. Yeah, you can follow the tracks. Let's see. Yeah, the tracks lead a little way from their camp, kind of in the opposite direction of the place in the ruins where you came up, to a separate place. Let's see. It looks a little bit like the remains of maybe like a chapel or an altar or something. You can see most of the stone. At one point was like this nice bleached white color, but is now kind of turned yellow from the sunlight. Kind of most of it is collapsed in. All of the nice windows are shattered and have long since kind of rusted away. All the metal fixed things, and you can see that their tracks lead within. And then inside this chapel-like area, there's some spots where the floor is kind of torn up, leading to a basement, and you can see signs that they went down below this chapel and deep into the ground.
All right, this chapel seems like where they headed. Do we want to avoid that for now, and since we are doing so well, perhaps quit while we're ahead, or do we wish to risk ourselves down in the depths?
I definitely think it's worth exploring. I mean, if that's a crypt, that could be where they got the blades from.
Yeah. But
Any
it's
signs
also
that
if they
maybe-
went down there, they could have already cleared it out. So
Any
Well, see-
signs that maybe this is where they got the stone for their sacrificial altars and stuff?
It's let's see.
Other ruins. Just
Yeah, definitely from other ruins. You can see that this is the same type of stone that they could have used, but it's much easier to get the stone that's already on the mainland. This is some mighty nice stone, though. You polish it up, maybe pressure wash it. Nice houses with this.
I feel like precipitation, maybe, instead of pressure.
Oh yeah, true, yeah.
I can see it
Pressure
now.
Great.
House Fury being the first stone structure in our settlement.
Yeah. For sure. But yeah, you follow the path down a little ways?
Were we deciding if we're like what the path down to the chapel, or are you talking about just
I'll let you know if you come to anything of note. You know, if you're kind of just scouring the basement, seeing like any more signs of their activity going downwards.
You know what? Balthazar will. Why not?
Yeah.
yeah, Abigail with him.
Yeah, go for it.
Right. Yeah, so you see, let's see. Yeah, similar to what Creeper was thinking. Likely there's a crypt below the chapel that kind of goes down into many century old like mausoleums and rooms like that. The upper levels all so you can find some coffins that have been that are made of like heavy stone and with wrought iron fixings that have all been like opened up. The skeletons are all kind of roughed up and well, if there's even skeletons left, but there's no signs of anything that could be recovered. Either it's been picked clean or it's kind of wasted away to the time. But you do notice as you get fairly deep, maybe 2 stories down, there's a part where some of the wall is kind of collapsed and it leads down deeper into the cave. But not even 5 feet down this cave, you can see water has kind of filled up and is already knee deep, and you can see it leads the cave leads down into the water. It's kind of dark and kind of smells of earth and mildew. And you can see that this is likely where the hogfolk tracks ended and kind of go back up. You can see many disturbances in the dirt and mud where they kind of use this tunnel.
Well, this could be retrofitted into a well.
Well, maybe it's definitely a health hazard at the moment.
You pull up a bucket, it's a hog poke in it.
It's not. It's more of a instead of like a straight down hole like a well. It's more of like a 45-degree angle, 30-degree angle, and it kind of slopes down into the earth.
Yeah, it looks like maybe they. Well, I'm not there, but.
You're there spiritually.
Yeah.
Meta.
Maybe they dug up from a different tunnel.
Filled in.
Yeah, and then it filled in right after they left.
Probably.
All right. I don't know. I feel like we've gotten a lot accomplished. It's getting a little late. I think maybe we should, make our way back.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like.
Unless you want to turn this into a 3-parter, yeah.
I think we could.
I can go first.
Cleared the Alpha. Got some diplomatic relationships with 3 factions.
As a sign of our new bond, any chance we could convince them to drop us back off at the outpost?
That is true, yeah. It was a good persuasion as a show of goodwill. Alright.
This is Vexen outside.
Yeah, but you're being held.
I know. Except it's the opposite. I know. He's holding me in his claws. Yeah, but I'm still having a good time.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey, we get held by claws. I'll think of that kind of fast travel over having to walk back through the forest and everything.
Yeah, what about Shadow Ripper though?
Ooh, that's true.
I'm sure Shadow Ripper would stay here.
Oh. Okay. Well,
that was my thought.
Okay, good.
Maybe ask him. I'm sure you got a connection with him.
Yeah. I'll definitely check with him first. I won't assume anything.
Maybe his wing is good for a short flight.
If you don't want it to ever heal, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, you guys have been through a lot with Shadow Ripper. I think he's down to stay with you guys.
Okay. Well, then we'll head back.
He asks if you're kicking him out of House Fury.
No.
He's our mascot.
I don't want to keep him from his people, though. So.
I think working in tandem. Well, I mean, you see a very big griffin comes out, like.
Well, we could make like a net.
Oh yeah, if you guys use like if you use some ropes, because they have really big wingspan, so they need some way to carry Shadow Ripper. But other than that, several of them will kind of several of them will move up and kind of clasp their claws around your torsos.
Don't worry, guys. This is great. You're gonna love it. Amazing.
Yeah, Snex is clasped around the torso with Balthazar and Abigail, more dignified. They pick you up by the shoulders, and they will all kind of take flight and will begin to fly you back.
Yeah.
And to figure out...
Abigail is terrified, but she's going with it.
Whatever you do, don't look down.
I always look down.
Too late. Hold on. All right.
Unless you want an incredible adrenaline rush.
We ever wanted to?
Can I roll a Constitution saving throw to see if I throw up?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it. Nice, that's good enough, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm good. But like a little in the back of the throat.
If ever we wanted to have need a
Just that-
cartographer, that'd be it.
Balzar draws a childlike sketch of trees and trees and trees.
Ruins, trees, water. Outpost. Hey, we know this place.
Hey, there we go. Right there, right there. Nope, nope. Come back a little bit. Go back. No, there we go.
All right, so with flight, these creatures can travel, if they're unladen, about 18 miles per hour. Loaded up, I'd say, let's see what the strength is. They're fairly strong, but it's still flight, so we'll just go and give them encumbered. So about 9 miles per hour. Still fairly quick. Definitely much faster than the 2 miles romping through the forest. Yeah, let's see.
This is a pretty good entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, regional map. Let me activate it. Okay, so from the Griffin Island back up to the outpost, it is...
Definitely need to update this map.
Yeah, true. About 8 miles, yeah, so they can get you back in about an hour. So right around 7:40 or so. The sky is clear overhead. You can see the sunset starting to happen. The forest kind of lays out below. Yeah, and you all held aloft by several griffins. Shadow Ripper held up by a rope net fashioned between two larger griffins. Arrive back at the outpost. Activate the outpost here.
I'll go buy a couple goats.
Yeah, so you touch down. There's several gasps from the guards who stumble back, but they all recognize you.
Can we fly by the mage tower in Amias' office
You
first?
buzz the tower.
Buzz the tower?
Yes, yes, please.
What?
Let me see if Amias is in. Yeah, he's got his window open. You guys fly by. All his papers go flying up his desks. He was working on a brand new set of diplomatic relations letters. They all go flying everywhere. His favorite pen goes out the window. He shrieks like a little child as you fly by.
Why are you
Shake.
so mean to
What the
me?
places?
Yeah.
Right, Scott.
Takes his fists angrily out the window.
Yeah. What?
I can see it now. It just becomes like the old 80s comedy. House Fury.
You figured that's it correctly after that, you know. All right, let's see. So yeah, the guards bow differentially.
Yeah,
They didn't really bow, but they definitely greet you amicably. The members of House Fury returning. Yeah, you have noticeable kind of wounds and signs that you slayed the hex. I imagine you've got like the coat displayed or something like that. Some other means of showing your triumph in the southern hexes. You're only gone for 2 days. Yeah, you only had to camp once, so 2 days out. As you return, yeah, you can see the outpost is gearing up. Several of the guards are out in the training yards drilling, getting ready for what you can tell to be a military assault on the Chucklehounds to the northeast. Let's see. You buy a couple goats. Pike Collins asks. He lets you know that these are the finest goats. That you'll have no problem getting milk and cheese from them.
Got any spare males? This is what's gonna happen to him.
Yeah, he only sells. He would only sell one gender. I guess what's the least? Yeah, I guess he would sell you the males. I guess yeah, because if you let him know that you're gonna feed them to griffins.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
then they're this much. Then that's what he says.
Yeah.
Doubles the price on
Let's see. So you make your way up to Amias' tower to receive the reward for the hex clear and for diplomatic relations. As you get up to it, the secretary kind of directs you up. You get into the office, the door kind of blown open by the wind. He looks over at you. His hair is kind of blasted back.
It's all messed up.
He's gathering up all his papers. He says, "Oh, the darndest thing just happened. These massive birds flew past my windows, and everything's a mess now. Have you had success then?" I saw some very long beams of light to the south. I was hoping that nothing ill towards had happened to my favorite members of COERCE. He winks at you.
It's quite a successful mission, I believe.
Yeah, we call that a hat trick.
Yes. I'm sure you've heard of those before, Miles.
Ah, yes. I used to play a lot of kickball in my youth.
It's 3 for 3.
Here's my report, and he'll dump the thing on, and then if anybody else wants to actually give us summation, go ahead. Otherwise, I'll do a really bad long one.
Yeah, for inspiration. Does anybody want to summarize these past 2 sessions?
Does anybody
No,
not
Abigail.
have inspiration?
Yeah, good point. Because I do still have one.
Is anybody out of inspiration?
I have 0.
Oh, you're more than welcome to.
Got 2 out of 3, so.
I've got
have
one,
to,
so.
Yeah, I've got one. So somebody without, go.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing, so we left the outpost. We explored the eastern part of the hex. The first thing encountered was a giant mushroom. Didn't see any humanoids to coerce though. So we moved on. We mounted on some ruins, broken ruins, Alfair ruins, where we found signs of the Hogfolk and the rituals that we've now found out that they do. That's what the beams of light were, by the way.
Taking notes.
Yeah, and then we went after the Alpha in its lair. It was shrouded by a group of trees. It sucked us into another plane to do battle. We were successful. We got dropped back in this plane, and then we decided to check out the beams of light. We went down to the beams of light, and we got we were trying to sneak up them, but then we also got snuck down upon, and it turned out to be the blackbirds, which you'd met before. One of theirs had been captured by those hogfolk and was about to be sacrificed in their whatever rituals. Gosh, help me out here. And then
decided to go. I just had to trade the Lynx trophy for.
Yes. So our the leader of House Fury, Creeper here, decided to give them the head of the beast as the first step to diplomatic relations, and they used it to sacrifice to whatever deity they served. And there was a huge column of light for about an hour.
So this deity, did they say who it was?
Described him as the rock guy,
No, we
big
encountered
rock
it
guy in the
earlier.
sky.
There's a name.
We
I
did
don't have it written down. We
Yeah.
do have the name.
I know what it
Earth
was.
and
That's what makes us calling him though. So you guys
Where's
fight
the-
out with the Earth Lord.
Yeah,
Earth
Earth
Lord.
But there was like Gorok or something like we actually got the name. I just didn't write it down.
You see recognition instantly. He says, Grumbar.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there are any elder elemental worshippers in these forests. Well, it's not innately an evil deity, more so neutral and a champion of the earth. I'm sure
Ooh, that's good. Megan wipes his brow.
Oh, did they give you any reason to think that they were malicious then?
Yeah, they were gonna sacrifice the random bird person, and they were sacrificing fey animals.
Oh, of course. Sacrificial magic rituals are considered bad, of course.
Yeah.
CMI has regained his composure. Says, anyway, yes, ever since we outlawed those, roughly a year or two ago.
Right. So we gave them the head. We were able to negotiate the freedom of the Blackbird. We said our farewells to them. They went off towards. They'll describe that the Hogfolk went to one hex and the Blackbirds went to another hex. So further exploration will be needed.
I wonder what could be lying in the hex. He kind of air quotes.
Yeah.
Lays between their two clans.
Yeah. And why they seem to have disagreements for sure.
But we now seem to have a diplomatic opening in either side.
Yeah. And then we move on to the Griffins. We finished mapping out the rest of the way. We made our way to the Griffins. Their ruins on the island seem mostly empty. The Griffins use it as a roost and as a base of operations. We persuaded them to work with us in the future. We were thinking we could make some special watchtowers that they could roost and rest in, and they might be able, and we would maybe help them rebuild kind of their structure, help them out, kind of quid pro quo.
This sounds like diplomatic relationship building. Fantastic. Yeah. You see, he checks his job description. Says, I will prepare a proposal for the council.
You do that, sir. And Balthazar's already writing a better one.
And the lake does need to be have fish in it. So.
You see, he busts out his Sharpie. He signs, I want to sign Amias Anderson on the bottom here in Sharpie.
All right, sir.
Oh, also, there are big fish in the lake, so if we want to maybe turn that into kind of a fishing situation, we're going to probably need to clear those out. So maybe we need to draw up a quest for that, maybe.
Yes, they seemed amicable to the idea of us taking care of the lower ruins, right? And perhaps, go ahead.
Yeah, making another sort of outpost or post. Another. Gosh, I'm totally blanking.
That would be an outpost. This is a town.
That would be an outpost. This is the outpost. The outpost 2.
Strategic outpost.
Yeah.
A mini post?
A forward operating
some form of minor settlement.
Yeah. But we need to respect the Griffins because they're highly intelligent. They prefer to keep out of remain neutral.
Of course. They're allies of the Valorians now.
Yes.
We treat our allied peoples with great respect.
Yes.
But no beats are anyone allowed up to the upper echelons because that's where they keep their children. Yeah.
Puts down. Don't go upstairs.
Don't go upstairs, or probably lose an arm.
I'm not sure if we have the resources for a whole new settlement, but a roostery and perhaps a place to fish, this means of additional source of food would be good. I will send these plans over to Thilgrok, the architect.
And there may be sources of stone. The dilapidated buildings they don't use for roosts. They don't care what happens to them, so those can be repurposed.
I will send this information to Thilgrok as well. Loose stones. He does like stones, those Dunduran.
Is there anything I'm forgetting?
Wait, I think
we need
to explore some of the lower parts of the ruins still. Make sure it's completely cleared out.
Yeah, did we cover lake monster?
Yeah. Covered lake monsters.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we're good.
All right. So from Amias' perspective, dealt with the links in the southern area, made some headway with both the hogfolk and the blackbirds, and discovered approximately where they're staying. Made some ties with the Griffins. The Griffins have agreed to come and at least station some of their number here for supply runs in the if we get someplace set up for them. Thilgrok will have the information about the lake and the monsters that need to be cleared out in order to set up a harbor. Also knows about the stones which could be used for the harbor itself at the Griffin Island. Perhaps some sort of boat system to get to the island. Okay, just making sure I take this all down.
So I think a fishing post on the island would be the best idea. But
feeling like House
it's up to
Fury
Phil.
needs to be in a tower now.
Yes, we have our own roost.
Yeah.
Because all of us want to be close to dragons.
No.
Need to get your treasure hoards.
Start with
going.
griffins first, and we close the dragons.
Speaking of treasure hoards, and you see Amias begins to rifle. He pulls out a large banded chest. All right, let me tally up this. Okay, so for felling the lynx, pull up the experience here.
Okay. I'll throw treasure in the PV chat.
Okay.
Oh, you forgot to tell him about the upgraded huntsman.
I don't know about the huntsman to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't need to know it.
Wow.
true.
Yeah, he hasn't
Yeah.
been informed.
This
I
has been very,
couldn't
very carefully tucked back into the backpack at this point.
Couldn't remember if we told Amias about it or not.
All right. So he opens this chest, and within you see there are about. Okay, so it's originally got around 800 gold pieces into it, which he adds another 400 for the actual diplomatic relationships that you didn't use my letter, but no matter.
We saved parchment costs that way.
And I've trained you all so well that you didn't even need it. I'm so proud. So there's around 1,200 gold, and then in there as well, it says, and I've been working on my side gig. And he pulls out a small bottle of brown liquid. You can see inscribed into it is what looks to be Amias Anderson giving a massive flex with his arms. He says, this is a potion of hill giant strength. Drink it to gain the strength of a giant for 1 hour.
Wow.
Almost as strong as I am. And he winks at you. Yeah, so this
And the-
potion...
And the branding on the bottle winks at us too.
Yeah, you press the digitate.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Good job, Abigail. Good job with this training.
Yeah. He's now swole.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you can see the drawing is very. There's been some liberties taken with it.
We'll get you to that point at some point, Amias. I promise. Might take a little bit.
He says, yes, maybe a day or so. I'm already fairly close. Yeah, so potion of hill giant strength. When you drink it, it'll for an hour you'll have 21 strength, which is pretty good.
Can we know the market value cost of that?
To sell it, it would be 20% of
Well,
1250.
More for like figure out how we're. Oh, okay, that's a lot to try to figure out a split now.
I got it. It's 250 gold.
If you sold it, it'd be 250, and if you we're trying to split it up for those purposes, it's 1250. So yeah, that's 800 for the lynx kill, and then 400 for the additional routing out. Let's see. And then for the griffins. Okay, that's be good.
The audience is loving this.
Loves treasure.
Yeah, Link's the best. My treasure goblin is losing his shit.
I remember Crash saying this kind of sucks, actually. Let's see. Is this worth giving out? It has 10 charges. Oh, okay. This thing is kind of garbage. Just half a bird calls.
Ooh.
Oh, that's lame.
That does kind of suck. Alright, well, let's just... He tucks that back into his pocket. Oh, this could actually be pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, all right, there we go. Yeah, he pulls out another wand. As you can see, he pulls out the majestic staff of bird calls, but you can tell you're not worthy to wield such an item. He pulls out a small wand, which has like kind of a white gem at the end, and you can see it as a wand of magic detection. This is worth
another 12.
It's worth 500. It's pretty good.
Sold
though.
or default?
Yeah.
Default sell for 100, I guess.
Sells for 100k.
It has 3 charges. Lets you cast detect magic, and it regains a D3 charges daily. So it's good if you don't if you're not a wizard that has they can just drop detect magic whenever you want.
Nice.
Or if you don't have time to ritual cast something.
Yeah.
Like getting ambushed by some Virgo.
It says this will help you going forth and spreading the good word of COERCE, and perhaps get more insight into the magical abilities of these other factions. All right. So that combines. So that'll be the second session and some of the first session loot, and then the rest of the first session loot is the actual stuff that you can craft from the links, as well as those 2 eyes, which are the 2 gems, which are worth a lot.
Oh yeah, how much were those?
Let's see, they are uncut at the moment.
Yeah, royal uncuts.
Let's see, gemstones. So uncut, they are worth 100, but if you get them cut, they are 500. And you can use those either to craft oils or to... Royal is the lowest level that you can use for actually socketing them into a weapon. If you have like jeweler's tools.
What?
Yeah.
Sounds like Huntsman's getting an upgrade.
Yeah, if you look in the Giffyglyph rules and go to Arcane Jewels, it'll tell you how to like socket what you need. So you'd either need the appropriate tools, or like if you had the like a leather armor and you had the tannery, which is going to be done in like a week, then you could put it into armor. And they have different effects whether you put them into armor or into weapons. Usually pretty good, like either the onyx ones. Let's see. What do they do when you put them in the armor?
Oh. I could.
I'm with you, Red.
Arcane jewels.
it could be the eyes. Well, not. I'll just take one and I could break it up and then have eyes. For
necrotic damage for weapons.
Yeah, it looks like there isn't one developed for armor, but you can figure something out. For the diamond, it does. I don't have one for the diamond either. But for the if it was a pearl or something, you could increase like the weapon charges or armor charges or something. Or...
That's cool.
Later.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, and then let me get the experience. So this was so the first one was 2, 3. Let's see.
Look at all the characters we have now.
There's so many.
This outpost isn't big enough. We need to expand.
Holy smokes. All right, for this 2-parter, each person gets 920 XP.
Amazing.
920.
Yeah.
That's why we want to do 2-parters, guys.
Because this is the first and the second rolled into one.
Yeah.
Because
was there any bonus for doing a second
What's the
session?
bonus for Fury?
Well, I rolled the bonus in there.
Oh, that's what the House Fury bonus?
Oh no, it's not with
Some of us. It was only...
I think Balthazar and Vexen are not House Fury, so it's 6% extra XP or 4. I think it's 6.
I think it's 2% per. Let's see. I'll pull up the house document.
So 920 times 1.06. So House Fury gets 97.5.2.
Nice. Yeah, because that's the experience from the first session with bonus XP, because you definitely 100% of that one, because it was you set out to kill the lynx and you killed the lynx, and then there was some good roleplay too. Second one, I really liked how you guys handled the blackbirds and the hogfolk. You didn't go max rep for either side, but you went kind of middle of the road, where you got kind of opened relations with both of them. The griffins, you definitely went like max rep, because you didn't side with the lynx.
We could have sided with the lynx. Oh man,
Maybe not.
the secret path.
What?
Or require additional playthroughs.
You probably would have had
When
a
we bring the
sacrifice
Shadowfell into this world.
Oh, Snakes needs one more session. Oh. That was so hype.
Nice.
So,
And we finished in like 4 hours. Look at that.
Abigail
good.
wanted the potion. I think she deserved it.
Possibly.
Pretty awesome. Because I think either that or Creeper are the only one who'd really use it out of the 5 of us.
Efficiently, yes.
Yeah.
But if
Shit.
Abigail's
Or it's-
ever unconscious in a burning building, you're gonna want a pretty strong kobold to get her out of that situation. I don't know.
You just shift into a giant bird.
Yeah.
That was kind of a. Yeah. All right. We'll call it good. Yeah. All right. There we go.
How much XP was it again? 920.
Let's see.
Yeah, 920 if you weren't House Fury.
975.
You get the you get the feeling that the hogfolk and the blackbirds are level 3.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. You also kind of glean that the individually the blackbirds are stronger, like each individual one, but there's definitely less of them.
Yeah, but there might be.
And then let's see. So that's XP. Got the money sorted out.
I'd totally be more interested in playing a burb.
They're pretty sick. Get some cool racials that haven't come up yet because I haven't fought them yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vexen's
Hog
just like
folk
Vexen watching it run up trees, like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah, I like that you caught they use the trees because the hogs have tremor sense.
Yeah, they use the trees. That's how they can get by them.
So if everything's
And we're just
sold,
we're
we
just
get...
like secretly creeping up on them. They know. They're just like trying to like not pay attention to us. They're busy right now.
It was pretty much if you guys attacked, then the burrowing ones were gonna burrow out like right in the middle of you guys, and then they were gonna pepper you with ranged attacks while the bruisers just attacked.
Brutal.
It would have been pretty sick. We definitely would have raised your rep with the blackbirds.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got a week of rest, and I'm going to be level 4.
Oh, I'm so
nice.
close. Everyone gets the equivalent of 310 GP, unless they want one of the 2 items.
Yeah, I'll take the hill giant.
Was that including the gem? That's one of those items
That's-
that can be taken.
Sorry, that's just from this session. The 1200 and the 2 items.
Okay. What is
That
the
could
items?
count
The
the
potion
other
and the
things.
other. Oh, the wand.
Potion and the wand.
Flex on that loot. Make sure you mark that as a 2-session loot, so people aren't like, "Oh my god,
Oh,
you
yeah,
gave
yeah.
out that much money." It's like, well, that's 2 sessions worth of loot, not including the what you got from the links.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Nice. All right, and then I will update the experience here.
I'll just compress that into one session.
Since we could only sell the wand for 100 gold, does that mean I could, if I'm interested, I could take 100 from my share and get the wand, possibly? Is that how that works?
Pretty much.
I don't have detect magic. That might be good to have.
So the way if everything's sold, you get 310. If you want an item, take that off and then take the item.
And the hill giant, that was 250, or no?
Yep. 250.
So 310 minus 250.
Yeah, we base it off the sell value because it's just easier that way. 2x session. There we go. Hype.
Whew. Man.
Yeah,
It'll-
I think we're good. Thanks for the game, Will. I think we'll stop the stream here. Everyone's
I think we
pretty
should stop the
tired.
stream.
Thanks for the game once again. Hope everyone had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Rest a good week. Bye,
There's a
everyone.
lot of stuff there's a lot of stuff I was trying to keep straight for that. Whew. A lot of like plot to lay down without dumping too much, you know.
I'm gonna stop the stream. Bye, guys. Bye.
See ya.